It's time for Sports Day. Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
The two most exciting and most nervous words in the Florida Panthers fans' vernacular. Game 7. Let's do this. I would have been real confident saying that a while back. Not right now. Not. Vladimir Lewis on my cousin is joining me right now. I am Dan Day. Vlad, are we saying, let's do this? Or are we saying, let's do this right now?
Nah, South Florida has a case of tight ass.
Woo! Man. How we went from planning a parade, where's it going to be? How many days am I going to have to take off to, come on, Monday, let's just get this going. And literally, you are in a game 7, and it is a cliche, but you feel as though in this case, it's not so much cliche. Anything can happen. You have a confidence-battered Florida Panthers team, still a good team, confidence-battered Sergei Bobrovsky, still a good goaltender. And then you got a team full of stars that if they can just show up for one game in the Edmonton Oilers, can make things kind of nasty here, Vlad. Positive? Home ice?
No.
No?
Nope.
Give me some positivity, Vlad. Why are we excited about Game 7? Because I've just given you a bunch of reasons why we're nervous about Game 7. Take a deep breath. Because only one team since 1942 has come back from 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals. History's on our side, right?
All right.
History's on our side.
All right.
Everybody calm down. Win one game, right?
All right.
Help me out. Help me out here. Help me out.
Positivity.
Let's go. I like this. Come on now. Not all at once.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Okay, let me break it down.
No, because here's the thing, bro. Game 1, day 1. Bob played tremendous.
Unbelievable.
But the Oilers actually outplayed the Panthers that game 1.
Yes. If you want to get into the minutia of it all,
We got to get into the minutia because we got 2 days before Game 7.
Outplayed. We just had one guy, Sergei Bobrovsky, that was unbelievable.
Game 2, Panthers won.
You win.
Game 3, the first 2 periods, you outplayed them. But from the third period of Game 3 to now, for the exception of the third period in Game 5.
Yeah, I'm not taking the consolation prize on that, by the way.
The Oilers have outplayed the Panthers. Outplayed them. And Sergei is Bob. I don't know what happened to Bob right now. Bob is not the same Bob. He's still making saves, but they figured something out in that Game 3. And the worst thing that can happen, McJesus, he started playing like McJesus.
And by the way, Draisaitl got an assist last night.
Hold on.
It.
And then that was the fear. That was the fear because he's banged up. He's playing the way Kachuk was playing last year in the Stanley Cup when he was banged up.
Yeah.
He's just, the play of that quality, the play of that.
Got to be playing better.
He's got to be banged up if he's not playing that good in the Stanley Cup final. And he showed up yesterday. That wasn't McDavid was nowhere to be heard yesterday.
Scored no points.
Nope, but that was the Draisaitl game. He set the tone, and all the other complimentary players played well. And now they're coming to South Florida, to Sunrise, with a chance of pulling a historic comeback.
And in the last 3 Game 7s, not to say anything, the last 3 Game 7s in the Stanley Cup Finals have been won by the road team. Okay, so Game 7, maybe it's going to be the Kachuk game. I would love to have the Kachuk game go for us.
Well, we thought we found a Kachuk game in Game 5 when he started playing. He played well, scored a goal, assist. He was unbelievable. But where's everybody else?
Where's Sam Bennett?
Barkey.
Reinhardt.
Barkey played well yesterday.
I mean, I saw Lomberg going out there trying to make things happen.
But where is everyone? Where is everyone?
So we have Game 7, Monday night, Amerant Bank Arena, pregame 7 o'clock. Puck drops around 8:15. Right now, let's run it back and see how we got to this Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Stenlin leads in against McLeod. The puck is down. The final seconds will tick away. 3-0. The Panthers take Game 1 of the Cup Final. A 33-save shutout for Sergei Bobrovsky. 2024 Stanley Cup Final.
Give me your number, I'll call you up. You act like it's your interrupt. I don't have no trouble with you, but I have a little problem with you not with me.
Grover over the Panthers line. Kulikov got a piece of him, knocked the puck loose. Kyle Oposo back in his own end. He sees there's just 11 seconds remaining. He's going to hold this one back behind the net. The fans to their feet. The Rats rain down. The Panthers win game 2 by a 4-1 score. The Panthers take both on home ice, and the Panthers lead the Stanley Cup Final 2-0.
And the Edmonton engine has an oil leak after a couple of games. And the Panthers are going back to Edmonton. Up a couple.
4-3, the Panthers in front. Ekblad here on the near side continues to hold it. What strength he's showing here down to our right. The near corner. The Oilers come up with a pistol line. And it's to nobody all the way down to our left. It rolls. The final seconds tick away. And the Panthers take game 3 by a 4-3 final score. The Panthers lead the Stanley Cup Final 3-0.
Inching closer and closer are the Panthers.
The Panthers are 1 win away from hockey's ultimate prize.
Better look at me funny. You know my name down. Give me my money. Bring it.
Baby, I got your money.
Game 4 is going to end. The Oilers take it 8-1, and they live to fight another day. Tonight here in Sunrise, it's the Edmonton Oilers prolonging the series. There will be a game 6 Friday night in Edmonton. Oilers 5, Panthers 3. The Panthers lead in the series, reduced to 3-2. Final seconds tick away. The Oilers win game 6. 5-1 is the score. This series is even at 3 games apiece. There's going to be a game 7 on Monday in Sunrise. The Oilers force this thing back to South Florida for a game 7 on Monday.
Singing over.
Confidence level in the Panthers this Monday, Vlad, 0 to 10, 0 being none, 10 being no doubt. Confidence level. I'm going with
Nah, it's tight ass season, baby.
I'm going with the 7. I gotta believe, man. I gotta ride or die. 7. With that being said, I'm going to be doing everything in my power to bring good luck and good mojo because I believe in that
I
stuff.
think a lot of people will be hitting churches.
I will.
Synagogues.
Yes, I will. I might go to all of them. Mosques. I don't care.
All of them. Praying tomorrow.
Wherever. Strip malls with whatever churches in it. Might even go to like a religious pizza place in Pompano Beach and eat one of their pizzas. I don't know, Vlad.
Even, I might hit the spot like, in the middle of those malls, the
That's
Church
what I'm
of
saying.
Christ. Yeah.
Might do one of those.
One of those. You're like, is this a church? That looks like more of a meeting room.
I might just do group meetings and stuff. But
I'm
confidence level, what do you have?
confident. I'm not confident right now, bro. I'm not. Here's the
You're
thing.
below 5.
I'm at 5.
Whew, so you're right in the middle. So you're saying
I'm at 5 because here's the thing. You go like this, right? All right, fine. You won game 3. You got the one that you needed. So now you're up 3-0. Now you're thinking how great this team is. You started thinking about the celebration. Can they run it back again for a 3rd Stanley Cup final? Maybe go back to back, all of that. Fine, they lose game 4. They got mollywopped game 4.
it's coming to you.
All right, cool. You know what? It's cool. Bob needed a rest. Fine. You still got 3 more opportunities. But you're coming back home. Who wants to celebrate at Edmonton? That was the mind thought,
That's still silly.
You come to game 5. The place is it's unbelievable. They could smell it. I could smell it. It was like Beanie Siegel.
People buy those expensive ass tickets, want to be part of history.
They could feel it in the air, bro. It was 19,700 rabid Panther fans. Then McDavid decided, hey, all you guys that thought I was overrated, let me show you who I am.
Dragging you back to Edmonton.
And he probably with the it's the prettiest goal I've ever seen, assisted like I've ever seen. He went 1 through 4 and gave a no-look pass to Corey Perry. All right, cool. But you know what? Second period and third period, you thought the Panthers would come back. It would be an unbelievable win. You've seen these type of wins by the Panthers before. They just couldn't pull it off. All right, fine. But you saw something. Kachuk played well. Team started to get their mojo. They finally started to look like the Panthers team that was winning. 2 days off. Game 6. And McDavid's partner in crime decided to show up and put his imprint to the series. So now we're going to a game 7 with their top 2 players playing, starting to get their mojo. Well, at least one has. The other one is starting to get his mojo. And we don't know what's going on with our top players. Yeah. I'm a bit nervous.
I think everybody is.
You know?
All right, we're going to break down the game a little bit more, Vlad, and you have a nice little experience you're going to tell us about because you've been through this before.
When?
We'll talk about that.
Oh, no.
We'll talk about it.
Oh, no. It's not, no. I'm not reliving this again.
No,
I talked about it. No,
we have to.
Not reliving it because we talked about it last year and with the Heat and Celtics.
We'll get to that.
I'm not living through that. No.
Panthers are facing a game 7 Monday at 8 after falling to Edmonton Oilers 5-1 last night. It was ugly. The only other time in Stanley Cup Finals history that a team has come back from 3-0 is in the 1942 Stanley Cup Finals when the Maple Leafs did it to the Red Wings.
It's happened 2 other times, but one where the team that was down 3-0 came back and won.
Only in the Stanley, that one time in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, the other team,
another playoff.
No. In the Stanley Cup it happened, but the team eventually that came back to make it 3-3 lost. So the only team was Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto did it.
Yeah,
yes.
Toronto.
And then the Red Wings almost did it to the Maple Leafs a
Right.
couple of years later, but
yeah,
they came up short.
They came up short.
Come on, Panthers. Calais Campbell, he signed a team-friendly 1-year, $2 million contract with the Dolphins, taking the veteran minimum of $1.2 million, and he had a $795,000 signing bonus. The defensive end started all 17 games last season for the Falcons, gathering 56 tackles and 6.5 sacks.
Great signing.
You know what the stat that really stands out to me, Vlad? All 17 games.
Yeah, he's not playing like every snap. You know?
Right, but he did start.
Right.
So he did play.
He's going to give you a good 20 to 25 snaps.
Hey, don't get hurt. Inter Miami has won both games, played without Messi and Suarez recently because they're on international duty. The Herons are off this weekend. They're back at it Saturday in Nashville at 8:30.
Are they really in international duty?
They're on international duty.
They're still in the States.
They're still playing for their international teams.
I get it, but are they really in international duty?
Yes.
How?
Because they're playing for their international team.
He lives here. I know by club, but is it really international duty if you think about it when he already played? They both play for Inter Miami.
I mean,
think about it.
Really talking about this right now?
I'm just saying, is it really international duty? I get it. They're playing with they're playing with their team, but it's their team's coming into. They live here.
Is it an international tournament?
Is it an international tournament?
Yes. You didn't watch Canada take on Argentina?
I mean, I get it's international. I get it. But they live in North America, and the tournament's in North America.
Well, they're playing at the CONMEBOL Copa America. So that's what I'm just saying. That's what they're playing. No more international duty. They got Copa America.
They just put it this way: they're not playing with their club team right now. That's just make it like that.
Okay.
That's it.
Speaking of the Copa America, continues tonight, 6 o'clock. Ecuador and Venezuela do battle. Then at 9 o'clock, Jamaica and Mexico. And tomorrow, 6 o'clock, the U.S. men, they're going to be taking on Bolivia. I'm so excited for all this. Ecuador, Venezuela, love both of them. Hate Mexico, love Jamaica, them reggae boys. Put it on Mexico bad tonight. And then the U.S. men and Bolivia tomorrow at 6. I am so stoked up. I'm going to buy as much beer and chips and going over to Giuseppe and Nathan's and watch that bad boy. I'm stoked. So stoked. College World Series Championship Series begins today, 7:30. Tennessee and Texas A&M. Hate both of those teams. Hope they both lose. It's my LSU bias right there. Caitlin Clark, she scored 16, and the Fever won their 4th in a row. Watch out. Downing Atlanta Dream, 91-79 in front of a capacity crowd of 17,575. Might not want to hurt Caitlin Clark, by the way. If anybody's out there trying to foul her hard.
You know it's bad, right? she's starting to play well,
Starting to put
right?
up
And
people, and they're starting to win.
I was saying that the thing that she needed the most was upcoming, which is the Olympics, so that she has a month break. Because remember, we talked about it. The one bad thing that I feel that happens with the WNBA is that
Quick turnaround.
it's such a quick turnaround from college. Like the minute that championship game is over in college, the next week is the draft.
Right.
So she's really been, and then 3 weeks later, the WNBA season starts, or like 5 weeks later. So it's just been nonstop for her. So that break that's going to happen in the Olympics, I thought was going to benefit her a lot. But right now she's balling. So that month off might not benefit her right now.
Man, it's crazy.
But yeah, 17,500 in Atlanta.
They had to move it to a bigger arena than they usually play at because
They had to move to State Farm Arena, right?
Yeah.
Where the Hawks play.
Yeah. Instead, they were playing in College Park. So, yeah. And real quick, do want to mention this. A Detroit Lions all-time great running back, Barry Sanders, revealed he had a heart-related health scare last weekend, but he's feeling fine now. So,
yeah, man. A lot of our legends are
not been a good week.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Willie Mays, man. Maybe the greatest baseball player of all time. And you can always argue different things, and not a drop of steroids in that man right there.
I don't think they have steroids.
With that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. Healthcare professionals are having to deal with an increased cases of autobrewery syndrome, which is a fungus in your stomach that ferments sugar and carbohydrates, causing individuals to be drunk without drinking alcohol.
So you got internal beer in your system?
Yeah, your body is basically a brewery. At least that's what you tell your wife.
That's basically just a precursor for gout.
You just tell your wife, hey, that's what happened. Came home drunk last night. No. Autobrewery deficiency.
That means you already automatically smell like alcohol.
You're automatically drunk. You have alcohol.
Yeah, like you have alcohol in your system.
There was a case, a man got pulled over and was arrested for drinking and driving, but it was proven that he had not had anything to drink. He just had the autoimmune deficiency or autobrewery syndrome, and he got let off the hook. True story.
Good for him.
All right, game 7, Vlad. I'm gonna relive it a little bit. You don't have to relive it, but you don't want this pain, was what Vlad said. You don't want this pain. Panthers fans, you don't want this pain.
It's even a worse pain.
Vlad's gonna maybe kind of
talking about it.
Peel it back a little bit.
No.
I'm gonna pull it out of him next.
Hey, pause.
Yeah, we will. Portugal just scored on Turkey, by the way. Cristiano Ronaldo's balling too. That's next here on 560 WQAM.
WQA. anything you missed. Hurry.
Time to say goodbye. When I come back like Jordan, winning the 4-5. It ain't to play games with you. It's to aim at you. Probably name you. If I owe you, I'm blowing you.
You don't want this pain. That's what my Suzanne said last year around this time, honestly. We saw the Miami Heat get up 3-0 on the Celtics, and we said, bye-bye. We're going to the NBA Finals. Oh, pump the brakes. Celtics come back and make it 3-3. We have to go to Boston. And we do go to Boston and win and say, look, all's well that ends well, right? Well, Vlad lived through it once with the Yankees. We all know the Red Sox, the Yankees. Basically, Vlad ripped apart a chain when the Yankees lost, was in a bad mood for a month. And all he kept saying was, you don't want this pain. Heat fans, you don't want this pain. It's a pain like no other. Panthers fans, you have, I'm going to say, patiently waited 30 years. And for a large part of those 30 years, they weren't that great.
Listen,
you should be rewarded, right?
Last year's Celtics Heat situation was more similar to the Yankees Red Sox because it was championship. So that was the conference championship. That was the LCS. This is different.
You're one game away.
And they're rivals. And they're the rivals. They,
right.
You know, Boston, Miami's the Eastern Conference rival. Yankees, Boston's longtime rival. This is a little different. This is the championship. This is, you were one win away from winning the championship. Difference between the Red Sox and Yankees, they were one win away from going to the World Series.
Right. No
Not
guarantees.
necessarily guarantee that you would you'd probably be favored, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee that you would win the World Series.
There is a guarantee if you win one more game, you're getting the cup.
Nobody was beating Denver last season. So even though Miami did win and got to face Denver, it was just to, eventually lose to Jokic and Murray and them. But they got the opportunity, but it wasn't guaranteed. This is different. You lose, you're in infamy.
Yeah.
The Canadian fans don't even want this championship to be won by the Panthers. They hate the fact that the Lightning have won. They hate the fact that the Southern California teams have won. They don't like when the beautiful cities with the beautiful women,
they're sitting there freezing their
gentlemen
ass off,
driving, sports cars. Yeah. The six-pack abs. Oh, they don't want none of that.
They call them fake fans. You know that.
They don't want you to win.
They call them fake fans.
They call you guys fake fans and everything. And you were whooping their team's ass. You whooped Toronto's ass last year. You would have whooped Montreal if they made the playoffs. All of that. And Edmonton was their last Canadian hope. And they have the best player right now.
Right.
The greatest player right now. And you shut them down for 3 games. And they were on the verge of being swept. They got swept by the Florida Panthers. And then 1 week later, we are now 48 hours away, or more than 48 hours away, from Game 7 at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise, with a fan base right now that has the worst case of tight ass I've ever seen in my life.
It's tight, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm not peacocking around very much, but I still believe in my team. I still believe that the numbers show that the Panthers should win. So what is it going to take? First of all, Bobrovsky got to play good, and he hasn't played terrible. I'm just saying he's got to play great, and you got to be more physical.
Listen. When's the last time the Panthers lost 3 in a row? When's the last time they've given up so many goals like that?
Yeah.
Once again,
haven't gotten a lot of shots either. Haven't given up a lot breakaways.
Too many breakaways.
Woo!
Not with this team. This team is it's like giving up fast break points. When you got to get back on defense.
Is it time, Vlad, to break it out? Our favorite saying when it comes to the Heat, when it comes down to the Panthers, is it time to muck it up? Do you need a nasty, ugly Game 7?
You don't care. I don't. Listen.
There was equal shots.
Let me ask you a question. I hate when people say, "Have you ever been credited for a beautiful loss?"
No.
Okay, then.
Have you ever been given a hard time for an ugly win?
I don't care. You can give me a hard time for an ugly win. I still got the dub, right?
Yeah.
Who cares?
And that's what I'm saying. We're going to get to the Celtics, too, because there's some crap going on with that. But for all those people that want to diminish what the Celtics did this year, go home with that.
Nah, they won. They were the best team all regular season, and they won.
Oh, the easiest path. Dallas was pretty darn good going into there, and they took care of that business, too, pretty easily. No one's going to look back 50 years from now and go, oh, that 18th championship, that one didn't really count because Jimmy Butler was hurt, and because no, it's going to be a championship. It's a championship. You play the games, you play the teams. I don't want to hear none of that.
You play to win the game.
So if you win ugly as hell on Monday, or you get a fortuitous call, we got an unfortuitous call last night, and we'll get into that too. Let's get into that too in just a second. It doesn't matter how you win. Al Davis it. Just win, baby. With that being said, Vlad, was that the correct call on the offsides with Markov?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
Because if it was the other way around, we would all be saying the same thing. So stop.
Okay, stop. Give me a chance to get it out my mouth, Vlad.
There you go.
It was too close to call back. With that being said, I saw a couple of angles, and if I was being just 100% honest, you put a gun to my head and said, you better make the right call, I would tell you he was probably offsides. He's probably just barely. And we're at Duffy's last night in Plantation doing some selecting and, in the game. Had a lot of fans come out. A lot of people asked for you, Vlad. Mike was in the house. Mike and I were having a great time.
This is all Dan Day's fault. Dan Day tells me when the Panthers are playing, especially in the Stanley Cup Finals, he's not there working.
Oh, yeah. I do feel bad about that last night. We had a great time.
He said he doesn't work. So yesterday I was actually thinking, I've been like, let me text him. And I'm like, no, he's going to say, no, the Panthers game, I'm not going to be there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I ended up going watching the game and then going to see Bad Boys 4.
Okay. Well, so I get there early to start playing some music and having a good time. And it's packed, man.
Of course, everybody wants to celebrate. It was a beautiful night last night. It's Friday night. You know what I'm saying? It was the first day of summer. They want to see a Stanley Cup being hoisted right there.
So Mike comes out. Where's Vlad? Is he doing okay? He fell. I said, man, Mike, so we're having a good time. Rich, he's there with his wife. And, we got our dudes, Clive and Gus and Cindy and Ed are there. And Justin's behind the bar. Angie.
Was my girl there?
No, Sabrina doesn't work on Fridays. She cut me off on Thursday, too. But we'll get into that later. Not because I was too drunk. It's just too late night. And, I mean, we're having a great time. People are like, man, turn the music off. I want to hear the pregame. I want to hear all this. By the third quarter, the place was half empty, and people were like, just play music. I don't want to watch this. I'm third period. I can't watch this anymore. So it was really changed. I told you, I didn't tell you, Vlad, but funny story. So I was in New Orleans last weekend with Big Lynn and, having a good time. I go to a bar Saturday night to watch Game 4, Panthers. This is how hot hockey is in South Louisiana, New Orleans exactly. Walk into a bar, it has like 2 TVs. I said, hey, you can put it on the Panthers game. Dude goes, what are you talking about? I said, the Panthers, Stanley Cup Finals. He said, what? I said, ABC, just put it on ABC. Well, I mean, like, what's on ABC? I said, never mind. I'm going to go to another bar. Walk into another bar. They have like 5 TVs. And they're a little hole in the walls. And I said, yo, man, you can put it on the Panthers game. He goes, they haven't started playing preseason yet. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, Carolina Panthers, man, they haven't started playing preseason yet.
Does New Orleans even know what hockey is?
I said, dude.
I could have seen, I know Wayne's worn hockey jerseys. I know they've got to know hockey.
Right. I said, dude, let me break this down. A, I'm here in New Orleans. Why the hell would I be watching a Carolina Panthers game, one of our rivals? Number 2, it's the Stanley Cup Finals. He goes, oh, crap, that's going on? They didn't put the game on. And you know what? I figure they saved me the embarrassment of watching the Panthers go down 8-1 or lose 8-1. I was like, no worries. I'll catch the next game. It's actually a good thing. Has not gotten better, Vlad. Gotten better.
This could be, oh my God, bro.
It's a bad, it would be a bad collapse. I don't want to say the worst ever. I wasn't around in 1942. I wasn't around in 42.
I'm not gonna really relive it, but I'm just trying to, because I really, it f's you up, man. It f's you up.
Yes, psychologically, emotionally, physically.
But after the Yankees won Game 3 against the Red Sox,
and they blew them out,
it was a 19. Like they had to bring in
R.I.P.
Wakefield.
Tim Wakefield.
Yeah, Wakefield's like he took one for the team. It was as if like there's no chance that they're going to win. What made the Yankees worse was that Game 4 and Game 5 they had a chance to close it out.
Didn't Game 4 Big Papi hits a walk-off home
right?
run
That's the whole
like
Dave.
that?
That's the Dave Roberts stolen base, right?
Yeah, I'll watch that game live.
The Panthers have what makes it. This is what makes me feel bad for the Panthers right now. With the Yankees, they showed they were there. They just couldn't get that. They couldn't just get that one out. I haven't seen the Panthers actually feel like they played a game where you thought they were going to win, except maybe for Game 5, but they were already down 4-1.
No.
But if you take game 3, I mean, you take game 4, you take
4,
game 6.
5, 6.
They've been outscored. They lost 8-1 game 4, right?
8-1 game 4. Yes.
And then they lost 4-3 game 5. So that's 12-4. And then they
No, it was
lost
5-3.
5-1.
It was 5-3. I think
It was 5-3. Yeah, that's right. He did get the empty netter.
Yeah.
So that was that's 13-4. And then they lost 5-1 yesterday. So they've been outscored 18-5 the last 3 games.
They said it is tied for the worst point differential. Worst points scored on a team in a 3-game span for the Stanley Cup.
Nasty work, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's it's just weird because you start thinking as a fan, what the hell happened? How did we win the first 3 games and we're 1 win away to now 3 games later? You're thinking to yourself, we're 1 game away from losing this. Like, how? How can this win? What happened?
Yeah, I'm not taking any consolation in, they had a good third period in game 5. Quiet that. You were getting your you-know-what handed to you at home in a closeout game, and you decided to start playing, maybe the other team let up. I don't want to hear that. Oh, we played really good. That's something positive. No, you know what's positive? You got to get the first goal Monday night. How about that? Score the first goal. The rest will fall into place. And and this is the other thing. People say, oh, it's in their heads. Maybe they hear the chatter.
It is.
But once they drop the puck, that's out.
So game 5, after game 5, Bennett said that, maybe they started thinking about it a little too much. Game 4, they flew out the families. They thought they were going to win in game 4. Game 5, you were like, all right, win it at home, win it with the fans. That was you lost game 5. Doubt might start creeping in, but you're like, we still got 1 or 2 opportunities. You lose yesterday's game, maybe like 4-3. Another tough game, 3-2. I'm not gonna feel the way I am feeling right now. I'm gonna be nervous, but I'm like, they lost 2 games by 1. They starting to get their game together. We're going back home. The crowd's gonna be electric. But it's going to be a lot of doubt in that electricity.
Nervous electricity.
There's going to be some flickering in that electricity.
Edmonton, okay, but Edmonton has played with house money these past 3 games.
It don't
Their
matter.
backs are against the wall. Do they keep that going, or is it now
a
little more level playing field?
It's a different type.
Both teams now know.
It's a different type. It's a different type for Edmonton.
Is Edmonton nervous?
It's not nerves. It's
I mean, they're in the exact
I want to say
same
maybe
position
it's a different type of anxiety. Maybe it's a different type of. Edmonton is more excitement, anxiety. Right. Because they know that. Look, they weren't even supposed to be here.
Right, and that's why I say if the Panthers can get up on them, they might start doing this number.
I don't think they
At least we made it a series. We're proud of ourselves.
No, in order for that to happen, Panthers would have to be up 3-0. I don't
think.
Okay,
I'll take that.
Edmonton, but Edmonton's got this mind. Like they know what they got. They got 97 and 20 and Draisaitl. They got those 2, and then their goalie's playing well.
Yes, Stuart Skinner's played a lot better lately.
He's shutting me up. I'm like, oh no, there's no way Panthers gonna win this. We got the better goaltending matchup. We got the better goalie. Right now, Skinner's really stepping up. He's very confident.
We're even Steven right now. We won the first 3. They won the next 3. Monday night. Let's get it on.
No heat culture. Florida has not been playing with house money. You don't want to. This is not the type of game you want to be playing. Play with this type of house money, you get foreclosed.
I don't think anybody's playing with house money now. I think this is game 7.
Bro, like this is it. Like you could be part. You win this, nobody gives a rat's ass what happened in game 5, game 4, game 5, game 6.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah. Thank you. But you lose this, that's a nasty sweep. That's the reverse sweep.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than the reverse sweep. There's nothing worse than the reverse sweep.
In the finals?
A sweep. Okay. Tip your hat. They were the better team. A reverse
from
sweep?
3-0 to 4-3? That's worse than 3-1 to 4-3. Like Kyrie.
I'm about to vomit. I can't do this.
Oh my God. It's nasty pain.
Let's get some positivity. Up next, we're going to get into what I like. Some of the things that we liked recently here on 560 WQAM.
Listening to WQAM for
Don't miss out. Download it today and make WQAM your favorite station.
Hello, what I like, some of the things we liked here and around the sports world, South Florida specifically. First things first, Paul Maurice asked about the reverse. Oh, goodness. Thought maybe we had something cooking last night. Barkov gets a goal right after they get their second goal, right at the very beginning of the second period. The call is reversed. The goal is taken off. Was he offsides? Probably. I'd say probably. Was there enough evidence to reverse the goal? Probably not. Probably not. But what happened is what happened. Paul Maurice was asked afterwards what effect having that goal taken off the board had on his team.
Well, you're looking for a jump start at that point. The shots are 11-2 in the first period, so we need something to go. I think they ended up 11-4 in the second period. They scored on 2 of them. And it would have been a spark for us for sure. His next goal was. I thought we had a little bit of juice there after that, but yeah, it was unfortunate that it was called back.
He's very calm, Vlad. Did you notice his demeanor in that clip?
I love Paul Maurice.
He was not very calm when they reversed that goal.
I love listening to that man talk. He sounds like it. You know who kind of reminds me of? Kind of reminds me like Tom Hanks in that like that old school movie when he was like the assassin.
Not Green.
Road to Perdition.
Yeah, Road to
Perdition. Yeah, that's how he kind of reminds me of that Tom Hanks character in Road to Perdition.
He was cussing and screaming when they reversed that call. Did you see that?
Of course, he needed a spark. The team looked like crap.
They did look like crap.
Like you didn't expect that, man. I expected that team to be flying down the ice, hitting, being physical. We have not been physical at all. At all.
Nope.
Okay.
We have not played our game. That's what gives me hope for Game 7.
I don't know what happened. I don't want to say they became overconfident. I think that Rangers series, they wanted to win that series. They won that series, and then out from immediately after that series, they won the first 3 games against the Oilers. They were in a 5-game winning streak. No, excuse me. They won a 6-game winning streak. They were down 2-1 to the Rangers, and then they won Game 4, Game 5, Game 6, and then won Game 1, Game 2, Game 3 of the Stanley Cup final. And I don't know if like overconfidence crept in, but whatever psyche they were in before Game 4, they need to find that psyche right now.
I want to tell them right now, for the Panthers, ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Go in there, play your game, man.
And I'm sorry, man. I'm not going with that. The league wanted a Game 7.
No, that's not true.
No. You don't get your ass beat 5-1 or 8-1 and say that the league. No, you're getting outplayed.
If the league got caught trying to fix games, any league got caught trying to fix games, first of all, it'd be a federal investigation with major ramifications, and it would set the league and the teams back for a decade. So I don't believe in that. I don't think it happens. And now maybe they call it tighter one way or the other, but at the same time, no, I don't believe that. Well, okay, nonetheless, we lost last night. Paul Maurice was asked, what's the team kind of reaction and psyche following that not very good loss?
Well, right now, if you walked in the room, there won't be a lot of happy people. And I'm not worried about what it is tonight. It doesn't have to be right tonight. You suffered a defeat. You feel it. It hurts. You lick your wounds, and then we start building that back tomorrow. But who you are tonight means nothing to who you're going to be 2 days from now.
I agree with that 100%. What you were tonight is not what you are Monday. Get back to playing your brand of ball. Win and lose on your terms. That's all you can ask. Look, if you go down and you play your game and you lose, Vlad, it hurts. Oh, it hurts a lot. But at least you played your game.
Yeah, they got to score a goal first.
They got to score. They got to score. I'm not even playing around. I'm always honest with you, Vlad, and honest with everyone. They got to score the first goal.
No, they have to score.
They have to score the first goal.
If they score a first goal, I think it'll be such a release. There'll be so much pressure will be released from there, and the fans as well in the building.
It changes everything,
right? Because God forbid they're down 1-0.
No, I'm leaving. I'm out.
If they get down 1-0,
all of a sudden it's you blowing it through. You go from, okay, this is Game 7. Anything can happen. You get a goal. All right, it's our game. The pressure's on them. They get the first goal. It's you blew a 3-0 lead. This team has been hot. You haven't been able to score goals. They're already ahead. Then it starts really seeping in.
Think about it. I felt bad on what was game Tuesday, Game 5. Because nobody want to take a trip back to Edmonton and spend 2 days over there.
Yeah.
And then now they got to fly back to a game 7. Like you said, everybody loves. I'm not a big fan of game 7s. I'm not.
Not right now.
Those are not the 2 words in sports that I love.
Not right now.
The 2 words in sports that I love is world champion. Those are the 2 words that I love.
When it's the LA Kings and the
if it
Pittsburgh Penguins, I love game 7.
If it does not involve with any team that I support or cover or love, yes, game 7's great.
And honestly, if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan, game 7s are pretty cool right now.
Squeaky cheeks, Richie.
Woo! Not excited. If you're the Panthers of game 7, not excited. Okay. Who has been winning lately, Vlad, and winning in a very interesting fashion?
Yeah, the Cardiac Marlins.
Miami Marlins yesterday. Our guy, Tim Anderson, closed the door.
Here's a swing and a line drive. Into left field. That's a base hit. Here comes Berger. A throw comes in toward the plate. It's not handled cleanly. It's a walk-off winner. It's a walk-off winner for Tim Anderson and the Marlins. They beat the Mariners 3-2.
4 games in a row, extra innings. 3 games in a row, winning in extra innings, walking it off. So the Miami Marlins showing some signs. We'll see. Something good happening here in South Florida. Calais Campbell, he has returned. And he says he's returned for that $2 million a year. Thank you very much for the team-friendly contract. But he's returning not because he wants to come home, but because he thinks this Dolphins team can do something very special.
If I ever feel like my play is dropping, I can't be that guy, I can't still deliver in big moments, then it'd be time to hang it up. But as of right now, I feel like, towards the end of last year, I was playing the best ball of the season, and I just want to go through that process of considering, like shutting it down just from the standpoint of I know what it takes to be good at it, but, I've already been paying the price, going through that whole process. And so I'm excited that I got this opportunity to go out there and put my hand in the pile and try to go to the end of the year. But there is also that level of like, I haven't had a chance to play in that big game since my rookie year. And, coming to a team like this, I feel like there's an opportunity there, and obviously, everybody feels like they have an opportunity to host that Lombardi Trophy right now. I mean, all 32 teams are competing with the mindset that they can be the team. And, and it's hard, right? I've been playing for a long time, and I feel like I had some teams that were worthy of it, and we didn't get there. We didn't get it done. And so, like, it has to be more than that, because, but that is a big part of it, is believing that this team has a chance. And I believe that I can help, given who I am today, I can bring a lot of value.
I believe it. I believe Calais Campbell does bring a lot of value, experience, physicality, hopefully healthiness. Keep this line going. Maybe mentoring a little bit of Mo Kamara and Chop Robinson till Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb get back. We'll see. Something else that's been happening. Winning. There has been some winning here in South Florida. No Messi. No Suarez. It's really been no problem for Inter Miami.
Schulte sneaking it under the boot of Campana. One back on the tackle by Frey. Forced in. Gressel on the 18. Sweeps it back. Header. Did it cross? Rebound slammed home. One way or another. Leo Campana sticking the dagger in at the end. But Miami doubles its lead. Hard work pays off.
So they win 2-1 against the Columbus Crew, who, if you don't know, they won the MLS Cup last year and almost won CONCACAF Champions Cup. They were 1 game away. They went to the championship and lost without our big guns. And, oh, yeah, by the way, we had 2 other guys had to sit out due to red cards the previous game. The team was very shorthanded, scored 2 early ones. You just heard Leo Campana. He got that one. Keep winning. Keep winning. Last but not least, I was in New Orleans last weekend, and there was nothing better than hopping in an Uber and hearing the sounds of New Orleans from Big Frida. It's so great, Vlad. You get out of a club, you get into an Uber, hear that. It's like you never left the club. Then you go on to the next bar club. Big Frida. She's a drag queen. She's the queen of bounce. Love it. More Panthers, more wins. Can we get one more win on the season? We'll try to figure that out next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
It all comes down to this: your dream season with your dream team. Game 7 Monday night, 8 o'clock is supposed to be when the puck drops, but it's going to be more like 8:15, 8:17. But our pregame going to start at 7 o'clock right here on 560 WQAM. You win, and all is forgotten. You forget about the 3 games that the Edmonton Oilers won. All you remember is the good stuff. You lose, and not only is it painful,
You're the laughing stock of the league.
it's embarrassing.
You're forever remembered.
And you have a fork in the road. One thing, it can propel you to next year have another redemption tour and win it, because we've seen teams do it. I think about March Madness a lot, where you saw Virginia be the first, number 1 seed to lose in the first round. Then the next year they go on and win it. So maybe it can propel you. Could also set your organization back a couple of years, Vlad, where things start getting really questionable.
Oh, you lose 2 back-to-back Stanley Cup finals?
Mm-hmm.
You might have to start thinking about tinkering with the team.
Yes, sir. And the fan base feels a little.
Listen.
There's a fork in the road if you lose.
Weeks ago, you're like, this is the biggest win in Panthers history. If they lose Game 7 on Monday night, this might set back the franchise.
It could. Like I said, I think it's a fork in the road. You win.
Fan base is going to be
greatest day in your life.
Fan base, you have a chance of taking over this market right now. Yes. It's still going to be a football town. It's still going to be a heat
everywhere
town.
Except for St. Louis is a football town. So go ahead.
It could be it's still a heat town, still a football town, but you can take over because you can say, I've been to the championship the last 2. I am your current
most successful team.
Current most successful team, and I'm the only team that's given South Florida a professional championship over the last 11 years.
Unless you count Leagues Cup with Inter Miami.
11 years. The last title you guys won professionally was the 2013 Heat, right?
That is correct.
Yes. The Panthers can give you a championship. Yes, they will be in infamy down here in South Florida. You could start changing the ways and the thought process of how people feel about hockey in South Florida. Yeah. Amerant Bank Arena is going to be the new spot. Panthers are the Stanley Cup champions. Amerant Bank Arena is going to be the go-to spot. You're talking about All-Star game, 2 Stanley Cup finals, and a Stanley Cup champion. But you lose on Monday. All this progression was for naught.
Kind of seems like it gets flushed down the toilet. And of course, if you do lose, and I hate to continue to talk about this, but you let everyone in Canada and all the hockey purists say that's why you don't give teams to warm weather places, because they don't know how to play hockey. When it comes down to, cutting time, the real teams show up. The real fans show up. The real team won this. And like, oh my goodness gracious, I can't take it. So just go out there and win. History technically is on the Panthers side, kind of, sort of. Kind of went through some of the other stats that maybe recently not so much. Nonetheless, just win one game. That's all you do. Score that first goal. Paul Maurice, I'm sure I'm not telling you something you don't already know. Score that first goal. Woo! Everything changes if you can score the first goal. Whoever scores the first goal. But really, no, but think about it. If we win, you forget about everything. It's forgotten about. Whatever. They won 3 games. Let the baby have their bottle. We had a great season, great run.
Unbelievable series.
We accomplished everything we want.
One of the greatest Stanley Cup final series of all time.
I'm taking off the day of the parade and the day after the parade. Where is it going to be? This was so worth it.
Absolutely. They win. Who cares?
Nobody cares. It's all forgotten.
So
just win. Get that first goal.
But you lose.
Get that first goal. You lose, like we said. I'm staying positive with a loss. Number 1, embarrassing. Number 2, painful.
I don't know how you're going to be positive with a loss like this.
And I'm saying it's a fork in the road. Maybe it propels the team, the organization.
I told you this last season. This is not a feeling you want.
I know. I don't want it.
Okay, but this feeling is even worse. It's worse than the feeling that I had.
This isn't an Eastern or whatever.
This ain't an LCS. This ain't an Eastern Conference Championship. This is it.
This is one win away from the promised
land.
No
matter what, you are playing on the last day. You playing the last game possible in this 2023-2024 NHL season. And this was the day. January 24th? I mean, June 24th. I'm sorry. June 24th, 2024 was already promised as the last day that a game of hockey for the 2023-24 season can be played. If you ask Paul Maurice, if you ask Barkov, Verhaeghe, Kachuk, Bob, all these guys, Reinhardt, all of them, Forsling, all of them, would you want to play on June 23rd, 2024, Game 7 at home for the Stanley Cup Final? I think they all would say yes.
Ekman-Larsson?
Ekman-Larsson. Sir,
Yeah.
Vladimir, all of them. I think they all would say yes. I think as a fan, but obviously, this is if I asked you this before the season started,
Of course.
you would say yes.
Give us a one-game shot.
You would be all for it. But after you've seen the way they played in Game 4, Game 5, Game 6, you're not so confident going into a Game 7.
Here's the other thing, Vlad. This is Edmonton's first chance to close out the series. This will be our fourth chance to close out the series.
Dude.
So the past 4 games, it'll be the past 3 games, have been a chance to end it. You had multiple chances to end it and win it.
And that's the problem, Dan.
That's what hurts.
That's what hurt Kuzan, because you haven't seen a chance.
Yeah, right.
You know, like remember when I was making the comparison with the Yankees and Red Sox? Mo was there in an 8th inning, 9th inning, just to get a couple more outs. So you saw the chance of closing it out.
Right.
You've not seen that chance of closing it out whatsoever. Even the grid play in Game 5 in the 3rd period, it was to make a comeback just to tie the game to possibly go to overtime, where yes, the momentum might be yours, but you still might lose in overtime.
And for everyone saying, oh, that goal that got called back from Barkov last night, that changed the game. Well, you were down 2-0 at that point. It wasn't like you tied the game or you took the lead or anything. It would have just been 2-1. No promises. We got another goal. They got a couple more goals. So it did change the momentum kind of, but once again, you would still be down 2-1. So, all right, let's relive it, Vlad. Let's relive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 games of the Stanley Cup Championship Series.
Stenlin leans in against McLeod. The puck is down. The final seconds will tick away. 3-0. The Panthers take Game 1 of the Cup Final. A 33-save shutout for Sergei Bobrovsky. The Panthers take a 1-0 lead in this 2024 Stanley Cup Final.
Give me your number. I call you up. You act like you're interrupt. I don't have no trouble with you, but I have a little problem with you not.
Grover over the Panthers line. Kulikov got a piece of him, knocked the puck loose. Kyle Oposo back in his own end. He sees there's just 11 seconds remaining. He's going to hold this one back behind the net. The fans to their feet. The Rats rain down. The Panthers win Game 2 by a 4-1 score. The Panthers take both on home ice, and the Panthers lead the Stanley Cup Final 2-0.
And the Edmonton engine has an oil leak after a couple of games. And the Panthers are going back to Edmonton up a couple.
4-3, the Panthers in front. Ekblad here on the near shot continues to hold it. What strength he's showing here down to our right. The near corner of the Oilers come up with a pistol line. And it's to nobody all the way down to our left. It rolls. The final seconds tick away. And the Panthers take Game 3 by a 4-3 final score. The Panthers lead the Stanley Cup Final 3-0.
Inching closer and closer are the Panthers.
The Panthers are 1 win away from hockey's ultimate prize.
Better look at me funny. No, you know my name down. Give me my money. Bring it.
Baby, I got your money.
Game 4 is going to end. The Oilers take it 8-1, and they live to fight another day. Tonight here in Sunrise, it's the Edmonton Oilers prolonging the series. There will be a Game 6 Friday night in Edmonton. Oilers 5, Panthers 3. The Panthers lead in the series, reduced to 3-2. Final seconds tick away. The Oilers win Game 6. 5-1 is the score. This series is even at 3 games apiece. There's going to be a Game 7 on Monday in Sunrise. The Oilers force this thing back to South Florida. for a Game 7 on Monday.
All right. Get it, Bob? Make sure every little thing's going to be all right come Monday
How
night.
about make sure not every little thing doesn't get past you and into the net.
Some shots that you never thought would get by, like the first one last night. A couple of them, I was like, wait.
No, the first goal, that was a great play by
He usually
Draisaitl.
stops it, though, man. He usually stops those.
No. There was a guy in front of him. It was a great pass. Yeah, that was a good listen. They're just playing in space. They're
He's
just
stuck.
unbelievable. Their speed is ridiculous. That
Yeah.
Oilers speed is ridiculous.
I mean, that's the thing. East Coast, West Coast. We need to muck it up, and they want to play fast as lightning. So we'll see. Monday. Yeah, Panthers fans, keep those rats hidden. Don't start pulling them out. And people were showing them last night at Duffy's like, look what I got. I was like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Keep that thing in your purse or in your bag or in your belt, your whatever, wherever you want to keep the rat. Keep it hidden. Don't pull it out. Don't show your friends. Keep it hidden. Don't mess with the mojo. Get that first goal. Panthers, they are facing that Game 7 Monday at 8 after falling to the Edmonton Oilers 5-1 last night. The only other time in Stanley Cup Finals history that a team has come back from 3-0 to win the series, 1942. Maple Leafs did it to the Red Wings. Throwing that out there. Been almost 100 years. Don't let it happen. Calais Campbell did sign a team-friendly 1-year, $2 million contract, taking on a veteran minimum of $1.2 million, and he got a $795,000 signing bonus. The defensive end started all 17 games last year for the Falcons. He got 56 tackles and 6.5 sacks. Inter Miami, they've won both games recently without Messi or Suarez. They're out there playing in the Copa America and then possibly the Olympics. So we'll see, but doesn't matter. They've won those 2 games, and Inter Miami off this weekend after beating the Columbus Crew Wednesday. They got Nashville 1 week from today at 8:30. ESPN's Greg McElroy says on paper, Miami is primed to win their first ACC championship. Last time the Hurricanes won a conference championship was back in the Big East days, 2003, Vlad. That hurts.
I was working for Miami at that time.
I just,
And I took a trip to, and I understand this. I lived in LA for 12 years and came back. So that's the last time they won the conference championship?
2003, Big East.
Damn, that's a long time ago.
There was a time when Miami joined the ACC that most pundits were saying every year it's going to be no doubter, either Miami or Florida State. And there's been some doubt. August 31st, 3:30 kickoff. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium.
Can't wait.
Miami, Florida Gators. Very excited.
Can't wait.
Marlins, they played their 4th extra inning game in a row and they won the last 3, defeating the Mariners 3-2 last night in the 10th. Tim Anderson delivered the walk-off. The 2 play again today at 4:00.
As bad as they've had this season, as bad of a season they've had so far.
It hasn't been pretty.
They do lead the majors in the most come from behind victories.
Yeah, that means they've been so bad. Let's look at the positive once again. They're so bad they've had to come back. Let's look at the positive. That bullpen has been lights out. I mean, they don't give up runs hardly ever. Even AJ Puck is balling in the middle of the rotation. Once again, middle of the rotation.
Yeah, he's not pucking it up.
I mean, the bullpen, I don't know the last time they gave up a run. That's why they're able to stay in these games and come back and win. I mean, get the starter out there for 3 innings and get him out and get those bullpen in, man. Give those guys some credit, man. Tanner Scott, Anthony Bender, guys are great. College World Series Championship Series begins tonight at 7:30. Tennessee and Texas A&M going to be facing off. Tonight, though, this is what gets me really excited. Copa America continues at 6. Ecuador, I know Heat Cold is watching very closely, and Venezuela. Then at 9:00, them Reggae Boys, Jamaica, taking on Mexico. Tomorrow, the U.S. men are not back in action. They're starting their play in the Copa America against Bolivia. That's the one I'm excited about. Christian Pulisic and those guys going at it. Chance to get a good early win against Bolivia. Then you take on Panama, and then you get Uruguay.
Uruguay's will be great. Suarez and his boys against the U.S.
Yes.
That's going to be a goodie.
Should be a good one. That's going to be exciting. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. We got The Yanks versus Bolivia tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Don't let Fox fool you when they say the game starts at 5. They want you to watch the pregame for an hour. So don't get to the bar at 5 and say, oh, because I'm done. I made this mistake,
Oh,
Vlad.
that's going to be a good bar game tomorrow.
I made that mistake, Vlad. I listened to Fox and they say the game starts at 5.
And
you get to the bar. I got to W's at 4:45. And that thing, I was there for an hour and a half before that thing
Where you
started.
watching the game tomorrow?
I'm going to Nathan and Giuseppe's.
Okay.
I'm just beering it up. You're always welcome.
I'm going to a bar.
Okay. I mean, I want to watch it with friends. That's the reason why. Like, I could go to one in the neighborhood or I go to South Beach, but like, I want to watch it so I can, get into it like I usually would want to get into it, man. Start yelling and screaming and dancing and kicking things and hopefully cutting cartwheels out in
Cutting cartwheels? What are you?
Every time Pulisic scores, you got to cut a cartwheel, man.
Oh, jeez.
The Heat announced that it will host a draft party June 26, 7 p.m. at Vivo Plaza at Dolphin Mall, and it's going to be free. The party is offsite due to the Kaseya Center hosting a concert that night.
Who's performing?
I don't know.
It ain't JT?
Nah, probably not right now. Justin Timberlake had his issues, man. Justin Timberlake having issues. Nonetheless, with that being said, speaking of issues, let's take a step into the day spa. Thursday, hundreds of yogis took over Times Square to celebrate the summer solstice. Man. It's so much zen, yet so much snootiness all in one place, man.
I love it.
Our boss, Lynn, has started doing yoga. Is he going to be one of those dudes, man? Come in with like the yoga pants and
I hope not, please.
And be real mellow, but at the same time, think that he's better than everyone. Dude, I go to yoga events, you know that. And the amount of snootiness blows my mind. And I know hardly any yogis listen to sports radio, so no problem there. They're not going to come at me really, but
I go to wrestling events.
Wrestling event people aren't snooty.
Exactly. So I go to wrestling events. So yoga people and people that go to wrestling are two different parties. So you start acting obnoxious and start getting snooty. I got a Shawn Michaels HBK sweet chin music ready for you.
And I'm not saying people that are big yogis aren't nice. They are, but they do have a sense of like they're a little better than the average Joe.
But that's because usually they're
what?
There are certain kind of people who don't have to work but are pretty well off.
Yeah.
But they're pretty well off. So yeah.
Like this guy told me one time, I don't talk to my family anymore. I'm like, they still support you financially. He's like, no, they don't. I'm like, look at your car. Look where you live here in South Beach.
Yeah, you can do that.
Doing what? Teaching yoga classes? No. You still get So there's a little bit of support there still. So take that snootiness.
No, but yoga is good for like
I love it.
Stretching for the body and everything.
I love it.
That for athletes is something that's good. But the people that need that,
I love yoga.
It's good for the people that really need it.
I like it.
Right. But for the people that,
to do it.
Yeah, just to do it because they have to. They need to.
Yeah, they need to get this doing.
Yeah, before Blake Carrington decides to go to the the younger model.
Yes, that's true. True.
So yeah. Keep stretching.
We need to keep some zen going because there's been some disrespect coming to South Florida. And it's nasty work, man.
If you lose Monday, that doubles it up.
Ooh, that's going to be even worse. Let's not talk about losing on Monday. Let's not put those words in a sentence together. We're going to talk about this disrespect that we've been getting here in South Florida next. 560 WQAM.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore
Listen to any part of any show you might have missed anytime. Get it now and make WQAM your favorite station.
Shorty rock to the beat for your boy. Shorty, yeah, yeah.
Hey, no so in case you ain't know so.
I was going to be a grateful fan, be a good fan. Love the Miami Heat. But hey, Boston Celtics got the best of us. We were a little hurt. Doesn't matter. They won the championship. I was going to say congratulations. You won 18th NBA championship, record setting. Pretty much walked through the playoffs. I'm not even going to diminish that you played a bunch of teams that were the walking wounded and did that. No, I'm not going to do that. Then Boston goes and does this. They win the championship. And what's the first thing they do?
Come to Miami.
Come to Miami.
Yo, go party in your own nasty town.
That's my other thing. So you're already saying your town is not garbage, but boring.
No, it's Basura. They're saying they're Basura. Who wants to go to, where you going to go?
That's what I'm saying, though. But
Worcester?
Yeah, but like, is Miami Heat so much on your mind that you got to come down here after you win immediately and party?
No, y'all brain loving them. Y'all brain loving them.
Yeah.
If you know what brain loving, y'all mind.
Yeah. Because the first thing they think about is coming down here.
Fam, they put it on the board. My bus to Miami leaves tomorrow afternoon. And then Tatum says that no, they left like a couple hours after the, like, what are you talking about?
So the first thing you do is win a championship
and already head to Miami.
And you already know your town is not the greatest town in America. And if you're from Boston and you live here, go ahead and say, no, it's the best because you live here. Quiet Bostonians that are living here.
Probably the best racist town, but go ahead.
Yeah, and there you go. I mean, you can have a meeting there if you know what I mean. Nonetheless, okay, maybe you want some fun in the sun. You know, okay, I'm gonna put it aside and say, go to Vegas, go to Hawaii.
I thought they should have went to Vegas.
Go to Hawaii.
No, go to Vegas.
Okay, doesn't matter. But you come directly to Miami. Okay.
And I have problems with, I'm sorry. And most of these clubs, you know, probably would take me a long time to get into some of these clubs. But fam, I know it's a money. In Leroy, I mean, I know it's money. So unless you put in money, but
business is business, man.
Business is business. Like there's some I'm sorry. You know me. I've turned down money to support and root for my teams. I will. I can make money. I can always figure out how to make some money. I can't never turn against my team. I can't turn against my loyalty. So therefore, if you are a club owner down here or a club, and you're a Miami Heat fan, and all the times when the Heat were winning, you want all these people to come and celebrate with you in the Miami Heat, and then you take that Boston money, I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Look, business is business. I'm not hating on a restaurant or especially since they're going to probably put it up on Instagram and all the Bostonians and all the Northeasterners that come down here or maybe go to your establishment. That's money, man. But that's a business. I'm not really mad at club owners or restaurants.
Down on
you can look down on them, but I say, that's okay. But I'm looking past it. I'm saying, all right, Boston, you are admitting your town is not really fun. And not really a great town because the first thing you do when you win a championship is head to Miami and then have a parade on Friday. I'm willing to get past that, but I'm not willing to get past Jason Tatum's smart-ass comment that he made just the other day.
And you guys jumped on a flight to Miami right off the next day?
A couple hours after, actually.
You guys been on a lot of trips to Miami, a lot of hard-fought trips to Miami. Was this one a little sweeter taking that trip down?
They always easy.
Al.
Really?
I'm not stuck between two rivals. I'm not. I'm just not. You can't come to my city and celebrate. That's nasty.
That's stupid.
You're not doing that. And my city, and I'll look at my city real shaky if you're gonna allow your op to come and celebrate on your town.
And you come in here and then you say all the trips here are easy. Well, I saw you lose some games, by the way, over the years.
You got bro.
So Mr. Nah himself, Udonis Haslem, went on ESPN Friday morning and said, I think he's still drunk from the party. He's got to be a little tipsy from the party. There's no way he could believe that. Yeah. And I understand trash talking, no problem with it. And UD goes on to not mind the trash talking because that's what we're going to do. He says, it's okay. That's what he's supposed to say. I don't know if he's supposed to say every trip down here is easy.
No, see, now that's just, okay, I know you're supposed to, you're the champ.
That's what he says. Congratulations to the Boston
You're the
Celtics.
champ, so you could talk your ish. But some of the ish you need to talk, it's got to be a little bit factual. So don't tell me it's easy when I've seen you cry and I've seen you've been disappointed with the long face.
I've seen you get shut down in the fourth quarter and in big games.
Like, I've seen that.
Here in Miami.
I've seen that. Like, so don't let's not do that. Let's not do that.
I ain't going to be no hater. We understand they're the champs. We're going to get fully healthy. Then we'll see what happens. That's good trash talking. I don't mind that at all. What UD says is totally in line. Make fun of him for being drunk and partying in our town because his town isn't that much fun.
No, it's true. They don't have like.
There's
where they
nothing.
gonna go?
Okay, Boston. What are you going to say?
They go to Martha's Vineyard.
We came here to just stick it in your face. Why are we in your mind that bad then?
Like, you coming to, like, that's ridiculous.
You got to admit your town is not that good.
It's not lit.
It's just not, because look, your team didn't even wait a day. You heard from your guy Jason Tatum hours afterwards.
They don't want to get pierced.
Get out of here, man. And first of all, I thought that was the stupidest thing, them coming down here. Coming down here. I mean, I would be embarrassed.
Usually when they celebrate in Boston clubs, they might get pierced.
It's true. Not the friendliest of people.
Not the friendliest of patients.
I would be embarrassed if we won a championship. Let's say the Panthers win Monday. Please get that first goal. I would be embarrassed if my team, right after winning, went to, I don't know, anywhere, Los Angeles, just whatever. Like, can't you have fun in your own town?
Well, I mean, let's do the tale of two cities.
So did they do it?
There's nothing to do in the bean.
Did they do it to trash talk? Did they do it simply because they wanted fun in the sun? Did they do it because Boston's that boring? I've never been to Boston. I'm guessing I'm not missing much because their team can't even celebrate in the town when they win a championship.
I mean, all right, logistically, logistically, I understand why they want to celebrate in South Beach. It's only a 2-hour flight, a 2-3 hour flight. Boom, boom, right? Cool. But the fact of the matter is, you're going to it. You're going to your op city,
right?
Go to Vegas. There's no team in Vegas,
right? Hawaii.
You go to Vegas. You can you rent out a hotel room. You can rent out the lobby of one of the high class, high price casinos. You got the pools, everything like that. Boom, boom. You fly back. When the Cavs won, they beat the Warriors. They went to Vegas. Why? It's an hour flight from San Fran to Las Vegas, hour and a half, like not far. But they're within the region. You know what I mean? It's not that far. California and Nevada is not far. Fam, to celebrate after winning a championship, you either got to go home, pack your bags, and then head out. Already had your bags packed. You had it in your mind that you wanted to go to Miami. That means your city's not lit. Let me tell you this right now. If the Knicks won a championship, you think the Knicks are going to be flying to Miami?
How embarrassing. No.
No, they'll be celebrating all throughout New York City.
Right. Rightfully so.
Because our city's lit. You think they heat? If they won when they won a championship in Miami, they decided, oh no, they're gonna fly somewhere else. No. So your team, your city is not lit.
That's true. I mean, even when Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks won a championship, the next day he was at Chick-fil-A. At least he knows his city what to do and to go, and not flying out to Miami. That's what I'm saying. Was it a way of trash talking, or
it is?
But was it also a way of being like, our city's not very lit?
You're racing. You know what? We're laughing at your city. We already laughed at your city before, but now we're laughing at the fact that you win your 18th title. You won that title that you wanted so bad that like, what are they gonna tell me now? But the first thing you did after winning the championship was within a couple of hours, head down to your op city.
And I love it. All the people that are transplants from Boston, they can't talk back to us now, what we're saying, because look what you're doing.
Man,
you live here.
They could have gone to Toronto. Hey,
you live here.
You could have brought that son of yours and gone to Orlando. They would have given you everything. Happiest place in the world, right? You could have gone to Orlando with you. Nah, you came to Miami.
Yep.
You came to Miami.
And once again, if you're a transplant, you can't say nothing because you're right down here with them doing exactly what they're doing. Why aren't you in Boston? And Boston's so great.
Nasty.
Sorry. But have some, honestly, Vlad, feel as though it was a classless move by what, for the most part, is somewhat of a classy organization. I mean, the Celtics, they're not terrible, or I mean, they're obviously not a terrible organization, but I thought it was a classless move because you know the optics on it. You know exactly what it's about. It's bad for your city, and it's not helping out here in Miami.
I can tell you right, it's easy. The brothers in Boston, the brothers on that Celtics team didn't want to celebrate in Boston.
Well, go somewhere, man. Don't come here.
They're not celebrating with the as Tobin like to say, the O'Keefes and O'Malley's of the world.
The townies out there.
Yeah, all the townies. Yeah, the Southies. That's what they call them.
I mean, it's classless.
I mean, if it's trolling, it's trolling. I get it, it's trolling, but that's the thing. You got to come to somebody else's city. I tell you this, they definitely know they wouldn't come to New York to celebrate.
Why wouldn't they go to New York? People throw stuff at them.
You crazy? Them Knicks fans ain't celebrating with you. That's why I know they didn't celebrate with no Heat fans, because Heat fans wouldn't celebrate. You don't know anywhere. We know they celebrate in Miami, but we don't really know the exact locations. At least for me, I don't know the exact location, and that they better have kept that hush, because Heat fans weren't going to take that. You kidding me?
No, I was pretty angry. I was very angry actually about that classless, terrible move that they did. And also an embarrassing move. If I was a Bostonian, I'd be a little upset. Like, what? You just won us a championship. We support you, ride or die. One of the most rabid fan bases. And what do you do the first chance you get? You get the hell out of Dodge.
I mean,
get the hell out of here.
I mean, I don't know if Liv took them, so I don't want to put Liv out there. But can you imagine, like, being in a club and you see nothing but freaking green jerseys and all green? Like, get out of here. F that.
I would be mad I'd be mad as a Boston fan. I would be, because the first thing you did was get the hell out of Dodge when you won a championship, and then came back for the parade and probably then got the hell out of Dodge again. Shows they really love their fan base. Thanks Tatum. Thanks Brown.
Nah, you're not coming down here to celebrate.
Thanks Porzingis.
I don't like that.
Thanks White.
I don't like that. You didn't see the Heat when they won the Eastern Conference Final last year. You didn't see them celebrating in Boston. No, they got the hell out of Dodge and flew to Miami to celebrate. If they did, nobody's gonna celebrate there. Why? But you got to fly down to Miami.
Yeah, that's just.
You might as well have gone to Cleveland.
Might have more fun in Cleveland than Boston. I don't know. Go anywhere, anywhere. Well, why would you do that? It makes it's embarrassing,
terrible.
It's disloyal to your fan base, and it's classless.
I can't wait for their first round knockout next
Come
year.
back here next year. You come back and celebrate something next year with your easy trip, Jason Tatum. We'll make it real easy on you down here in South Florida. Let's remember that. Mark the tape right there. We'll make it real easy for you because it's so easy already.
First round knockout next
Come
year.
here.
Celtics getting knocked out in the first round next year.
Joe Mazzulla.
I give him credit.
I'm not knocking.
I'm not knocking.
He had a good season.
No. I gotta take back a lot of things I said about it. I gotta apologize to that man.
He grew a lot this season after Eric Spoelstra handed him his business.
It's not easy to take over a job. And listen, your first job
was under duress.
Was really under a lot of duress, and you were down 3-0, but you came back and made it a series. But you lost. But you took that experience, and then the following year, you had the best team throughout the whole regular season, and they won. And the man coached with a messed up leg. Give him credit.
I'll put it this way: next year, when the Miami Heat beat Boston in the playoffs, and the Heat go on to win a championship, I'll tell you where they're going to party. Anywhere but Boston. Anywhere but Boston. Terrible city.
That's nasty work, man.
Terrible job. Terrible job.
That's pathetic.
Really? Vlad, I mean, you're not overstating it. That's pathetic.
It bothered me the whole week when
it's pathetic.
Filling in for Tobin and Leroy, filling for Marcos. And it was like, y'all coming down to somebody else's city?
That's pathetic.
If there's any neutral city you can go to celebrate, it's Vegas. It is a given. You go celebrate in Vegas, nobody's gonna bother you. You have the right. That's the champ.
You can smoke. You can poke.
Go to Sin City. You deserve that. You just smoke, poke, toke, do all of that.
I'll salute you to go to Vegas.
You know, they might even do a little. You know what I mean? Cola.
Whoop, whoop.
But whatever. You deserve that. Don't come to South Beach.
You're not invited. You're not welcome.
Don't come to South. Don't come to your op city.
You're not invited. You're not welcome. Stop being trashy.
And why Miami? Why couldn't you go to Atlanta? Atlanta's another good city. It could have been lit up in Atlanta. They show love in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Why you come to Miami? You could have gone to DC,
Trashy.
Chocolate City. Why you
Trashy.
come to Miami?
Just trashy.
You know not to come to New York.
Yeah.
You know not to come to New York.
Stay in Boston. How about that? Enjoy the parade.
Cap, yes, Vegas is neutral. Nobody's gonna be upset if you go to Vegas. Like everybody understands, if you make a major accomplishment and you want to go celebrate, one of the first two. Listen, Miami's another place, but the number one place where you don't have to worry about anything would have been Vegas, and nobody would be upset. And they won when they won that game Monday, right? It was Monday night, and
Monday night.
The parade was what?
Friday.
So they could have easily flown to Vegas that morning. That could have been a bus ride for the plane trip to Vegas Tuesday. But nah, they came here to rub it in your faces, bro.
Sad.
And South Florida business allowed that to happen. I get it. Money, you can't turn away money. But sometimes, I'm sorry, this is where my ego is gonna just step in. I'm like, nah.
Well, you can't guarantee that the business owners are from South Florida. It could be.
But I guarantee you, those business owners want those South Florida's athletes to come to those clubs and spend money and celebrate so they could take the pictures and showcase and promote it, right? This is the place where all the big stars come, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want that, right?
Yeah.
So when the Heat are playing good, I bet you they want Jimmy to come to the club, right? They love Bam to come to the club, right?
They want them all.
They want Hero to be at the club, right? Yeah.
I don't think the business owners are the ones that should be catching that much shrapnel, but yeah,
Nah,
I understand.
Nah.
I understand. Hey, man, that's the way I would be too. Like, they asked me, you want Jason Tatum to come interview on the show? I was like, what, so I can rip him? Are you want a Celtics coach? No, I don't. I don't want one. No, I do not. Just classless. Just classless.
Nasty work.
Break it down any other way. I haven't heard from one person saying, no, actually, have we gotten 305-567-0560? No one on the text line, no one on social media. No one's coming out of saying that we're wrong about calling it classless, tasteless, and just cheap. Finally, we got something right, Vlad, that everyone agrees on.
There we go.
Good job, Boston Celtics. You've united us against you. Great job. Oh, I'm going to Boston in about 4 weeks, Vlad, so we're not going to be able to do the show, but it should be fun. No, I'm joking. I got better things to do in my life. Just keep it a buck next, 560 WQAM. I love the Panthers fans and all they've done. Great fans. But if you're telling me to get into the house at Amerant Bank Arena Monday, it's going to cost me $700, $800, $900,000. I'm not doing that.
We have a friend.
I'm not doing it.
Who
Respect.
Who has a ticket for Game 7 and was going to be such a nice person and shortchange himself some money. I told him to put the ultimate asking price because somebody from Edmonton or somebody in South Florida is going to pay top price, and he has great seats. He has great seats behind the net, 100 section. I told him to sell it for the most. The most is 8 stacks. I told him to sell it for 8 stacks because somebody's because somebody's gonna pay for it.
8?
Yes.
8 G's? 8 grand?
8 grand.
For one ticket?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Okay, look, I love the Panthers and I would love to see history, but I would love even more to watch that history on TV sitting next to 8 stacks. Sorry, Vlad. Call me a fake fan.
No, it's not you're not a fake fan, Dan. You're not a fake fan. But there are people who pay tickets just to say that they were there, and he or she, whoever sells those tickets, is going to be able to make a killing.
Vlad.
Yes.
I can't pay that to see it, but I can't pass up that opportunity if I had the tickets.
If you had the money, because just think about it. You're gonna have to have some money. This is a event. Monday night
history.
It's going to be
either way, it's history.
It's going to be one of the greatest nights or one of the worst nights in South Florida history.
So Vlad, it's history.
The
no matter what.
last time South Florida had a feeling like this was Game 7 of the 2013 NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
After the unbelievable Game 6 shot by Ray Allen.
Rebounding shot too, Chris Bosh.
Yeah, rebound Chris Bosh. Got to give him
credit
credit for that.
Man. Means the world to me. Go ahead.
Tremendous LeBron James fourth quarter.
There's roughly 2.5 million people that have told me that they were in the arena that night. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. You know for damn sure one person will be there at Amerant Bank Arena.
I know. If there's going to be one person, I know that one person.
Your cousin.
I know.
And he's going to be there, and I'm going to document this because I can't wait. I am going to be a part of history. I'm either going to need goggles with
you need something for your
players,
eyes
happy players trying to burn my eyes with champagne, or I'm going to need Kleenexes.
Because you're going to be crying.
I'm not going to be crying. But there might be some crying in the Panthers locker room.
So, Vlad, another reason why these tickets are so expensive is you're guaranteed history no matter what.
Absolutely.
Panthers win, first championship for the Panthers in their 30-year history. It could be the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
And if the Oilers win, it's their first championship in 34 years and the second comeback in NHL history, down 3-0.
Right. So it's history either way. You're buying into history. What type of history is it going to be? I don't know. But if I had someone offer me $8,000 for my ticket, and you know what? And I know the question is, but would you sell it to an Edmonton fan? I'll sell it to the person that has $8,000 that's going to give me a ticket. Sorry.
I might sell it a little bit more to the Edmonton fan.
Well, yeah, you don't get a hometown discount.
You don't get no hometown discount.
But if it comes down to selling it for 5 G's to a Florida fan or 8 G's to an Edmonton fan, once again, Vlad, call me a bad fan.
8 G's to the Edmonton fan.
Yes, sir. I'll just get some sticking it to him. And then when Florida wins, stick it to him even more. Pause. Go ahead. Follow that.
I ain't gonna keep it. I'm keeping it a buck, bro. I'm nervous.
I know this USA national game tomorrow against Bolivia is got me fired up. And I'm scared though. What are you nervous about?
No.
What are you nervous about?
Of this collapse?
I try not to think about it, Vlad. That's why I'm gonna go home and drink.
Like
I went to Jensen's earlier. I got a good story.
Okay. This could be epic, bro.
Vlad, you want to talk about embarrassing? What Boston did was embarrassing. This.
And if you lose, you know how many of the Bruins fans, maybe Rangers fans, all the fans, Lightning fans, all the fan bases of the teams that you eliminated can talk their ish because you didn't get the job done. Like you were close. That's the thing, bro. To have the most opportunities you can have to finish a game, finish a series, it's 4. And you don't do it. You up 3-0 and you don't get to close. you have 4 opportunities and you don't do it.
Okay. Not to take it away, but Portugal just beat Turkey, and a fan ran onto the field and tried to get a selfie with Cristiano Ronaldo, and now they have people running out all over the place. Okay, go ahead.
But
But
Ronaldo would karate chop the crap out of that fan too.
it's so pretty though,
The
man.
guy's an unbelievable shape.
So pretty. I want a selfie with him. Go ahead.
Oh wow.
Nah,
Like,
I
listen,
don't
I'm not
really-
gonna tell you this. That is a your comment, but you take a picture of Ronaldo, your following goes immediately.
You got 1 billion followers.
He's got one of the most he's got the most followers. I think him or Messi, both he and Messi have the most followers on like social media.
Yeah, and then Taylor Swift.
I mean, it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but that Vlad, seriously, like I gotten to the point in my life where I don't let sports physically or emotionally scar me.
Oh no, this is gonna scar you.
I'm sad to say that if the Panthers lose Monday, I will be scarred.
Oh, this is gonna be a terrible summer.
And I'm closing down for business. Like I'm not taking DMs.
This is
I'm not taking nothing. Like
this is what like Fabulous says. If the Panthers lose, this is gonna be a cold summer.
yeah. I'm closing down shop. I mean, when I do trivia or play music, I'm
Cool
not
summer.
I'm
Forget
not
that.
talking. I'm not talking Panthers because people come up like last night. Mike was out there, Rich, our dude, Clive, all them. When people come up and start being like, "What the hell happened?" I'm gonna just be like, "I just no, like I can't do it, Vlad. I can't relive it over and over and over again. I'm gonna physically and emotionally be scarred. I don't know about physically, but emotionally definitely scarred. Might physically wear me down a little bit.
Cold summer, but
then you win, and it's all gravy, baby.
you win. None of this. What are you talking
I
about?
never sweated it. I never
cared.
We knew.
Whatever.
We knew. We knew we had this the whole time. It's like a lot of confidence comes when you get that win, but man, I mean, like right now, just the feeling the pit in my stomach. Just whenever you say loss on Monday, just it starts to doesn't it kind of turn a little bit in you? Be all right though. I'm 7 out of 10% confident in these Panthers. You're at a 5, meaning that you basically say whatever happens, happens.
It's a coin flip. It's really a coin flip. I don't believe in home ice advantage.
Hockey's the least, I would say, probably.
Game 7, the ball depends on if your goalie's on, on his game, it's gonna be you have a shot. You have a shot to win. So you're just hoping that Bob is Bob one more time. That's all he needs to be.
That's all you want.
But guess what? So it's the same thing on the other end.
Stuart Skinner.
All they need him to do is continue what he's been doing the last 3 games.
And they got ammo. They got firepower.
And they got the best player in hockey.
They got a lot of firepower. That hasn't overproduced this series either.
But they're starting to get their rhythm.
Yeah, and all they need to do is play good for one game. Who's going to play better one game?
And he has a chance to break all records. Like, understand what McDavid can do right now. He could put himself in the same name with Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, Edmonton Oilers.
Look at the playoff. The most points and all of that. It's Gretzky. It's like 6 of them. There's 2 names on there, right? It's Gretzky and Lemieux. And it's happened 6 times. Gretzky's 5. Like 4 out of the 6. I'm sorry, because McDavid just surpassed him in one of the seasons. So at 3 names in the most points in the postseason has been Gretzky, Lemieux, and McDavid. And he still has one more game to play where he can actually be the top, like have one of the highest scoring postseasons ever, the highest scoring postseason ever. This guy is unbelievable on the ice, and he's got his sidekick running right now that's starting to play well. I was worried. I was like, the longer the series goes, this guy's too good not to contribute and put his imprint in this series. And he did that last night, and it was all the role players that lived off the excitement from the crowd, and they really handed it to the Panthers for the last 3 games, all but for the last 30 minutes of Game 5. But Game 6 yesterday, you would thought the Panthers would have been flying late, getting physical, setting the tone. They didn't set the tone at all. Edmonton was allowed to set the tone.
Very timid.
Nobody set the tone for the Panthers from the outset of the game in a long time. Like nobody.
Panthers, don't let it happen Monday. Go out there, take that cup, get that win. Up next, going to get you caught up to date with everything that's happening in and around the sports world and here in South Florida. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
It's time for Sports Day. Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Woo! Here we go. Here we go. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster, Vlad. It's just crazy. But I want to get back to the story what one of our cousins did earlier today because, you know, we're in the little Haiti area. And when I get a break from work in the morning, I like to go walk down to Jensen's liquor store. Never mind that I'm at a liquor store at 10:30 in the morning, right when they
By the
open.
way, I'm getting sick and tired of people making the comment of seeing people drinking like at 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. They're grown people. Let them do whatever they
It
want.
doesn't bother me at all. Yeah. I mean, I was in New Orleans drinking it every hour of the day. But so I'm leaving the liquor store and they got a guy in the parking lot. He's got a crazy stallion, which you and I both know, but which is $1 for a 16-ounce crazy stallion. At the Jensen's, they do the change to where the tax makes it exactly $1. So he's got a 16-ounce crazy stallion in a paper bag. And then he's got a shot of vodka and he's pouring it into the crazy stallion.
This guy doesn't care about life.
10:30 a.m. And as I'm walking by, I'm pretty sure I heard him say, "Damn Panthers."
Oh, yeah.
Look what they made him do.
Yeah. I mean, losing game 6, yeah.
He said, "Damn Panthers."
That's a
My cousin one time, Savannah, who lives up in Olympia, Washington.
that would definitely losing 3 in a row, have a possibility of choking the 3-0 lead.
Tuesday morning, I might be out at Jensen's at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I could be doing the same exact thing that man was doing.
Pouring $1 shot of vodka into a $1 can of crazy stallion. I might be doing that, so I'm not judging at all. Might make you drink. That's a good combination, though, Vlad. And I'm not judging that you're doing it at 10:30 a.m., but how's the rest of his day gonna go, Vlad?
I don't know. I see him passing out by 2.
Vlad, you and I we missed the noon baseball game this week because
you had to work.
I had to work. Because and if you're not a fan of the show or a regular fan of the show, Vlad and I try to go to every single middle of the week noon baseball game.
There's only one more, by the way.
We'll be there.
Yeah, it's Orioles next month.
And we probably started about
10.
Officer Perez, we had a beer. That's our new tradition. We're going to find Officer Perez and drink a beer right in front of her because there's no way she'll ever arrest us or write us a ticket because it's not worth her trouble.
By the way, I needed that stallion.
So Vlad and I are starting about 10, and we're out in public drinking a crazy stallion. After we drink the Prestige first. That's the trick.
Yeah, you got to drink the good beer first.
Drink the Haitian beer first. It's good beer in a bottle. It's so nice,
cold, nice and cold, and it's good. And then drink the crazy stallion.
Yeah, because by that point, your flavor taste buds have already kind of adjusted,
and your body's like, "Hey, yo, what's going on here? I was drinking good beer. What is this? I don't know.
Still good beer? Wait, it's not.
What is this? I'm not really understanding what's going on, but okay, this is what you wanted. All right, cool.
So I think I'm pretty good. We walk in at noon, and my friend Carol and Tammy show up, and we thought, okay, we've had our beers. We're gonna be cool. They automatically buy the biggest beers that we could possibly drink. And so we drink. Of course, we continue to buy beer. When we started drinking at 10, by the time we got, after the game,
oh no, we drank water. And hydrated.
We did.
So that we weren't, we were sober.
Rested.
Yeah, we were sober.
Up, but man, it took a toll on my day. So that guy that was drinking a shot of $1 vodka, pouring it, not taking sips of both, into the beer.
$1 vodka.
Into crazy stallion too.
$1 vodka into a crazy stallion sounds nasty, bro. Like, you don't care about life. You really don't care about life that day.
That's at 10:30 in the morning. I wonder what he's doing right now. Maybe he's listening. 305-567-0560 text. But yes, I'm pretty sure I heard him go, "Damn Panthers."
But I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have to drink that on Tuesday morning.
No, man. Monday night, I am going to be drinking before, during, and hopefully celebratorily drinking after the game. I got to calm my nerves, Vlad, because like I said, as excited as I am, is also as nervous and scared as I am. Rarely do I get scared when it comes to sporting events. I have fear.
Listen, what's nasty about this is the fact
I have fear.
It's the beginning of the week. So it's as if you're starting your week, you're starting your Monday nervous and excited at the same time because that tonight's the night. Like right now we can talk about it. People can share their feelings,
comfort each other.
Right, they can express how they feel, but that's because they know they have time. But every minute, every second, every hour that draws closer to the game, anxiety, nerves will increase. So Monday when everybody's getting up to get ready to start the work week, you're going to have the thought in the back of your mind, oh my God, tonight is Game 7, Panthers versus Oilers Stanley Cup Final. That if they win, the rest of your week is great.
Got a parade.
I'm talking about you're happy to work. You're happy to come to work. You're by the water cooler. You're in the
You're
kitchen.
spending money.
You're talking. Yeah, everything's
You don't
exciting.
care.
Oh my God, you're making plans for the parade probably Friday, Thursday or Friday.
I wonder where they're gonna go celebrate at.
That's celebrating Las Olas.
Oh, I thought Boston maybe. That would be the ultimate troll. This city
No,
sucks,
no,
but
no,
we
no.
just want to get
No,
back at you.
No, you ready for this? The ultimate troll would be if the Panthers won and decided to go to Toronto to go celebrate the Stanley Cup victory. Because you're going to Canada.
Because Toronto was the last team that was able
Toronto was the last team, and Toronto's supposed to be like the
capital.
the capital of all
They're like the
hockey.
New York Yankees of
Toronto
hockey.
and Montreal, right? So it'd be like the Panthers win. Some great strip clubs in Montreal, by the way. But
well, I mean, I love
and
Montreal.
Toronto's really what a melting pot of beauty. But it would be the equivalent of that. But no, they're not going to do that. They're going to stay here
Elbow room,
in
baby.
beautiful Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, elbow room, Las Olas. Let's get it cracking. We hope.
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Tuesday morning, it's either going to be one of the greatest Tuesday mornings in South Florida history, or it's going to be one of the saddest,
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
darkest mornings, days in South Florida.
You've said it. You don't want this pain.
You do not want this pain.
I don't. I don't even like the feeling I have right now. And I'm still 7.
And you get that's the thing. As positive you could be, as optimistic as you can be, there's that thing in the back of your head that says, oh my God, what if they lose? And we talked about this a lot, Dan, in our 2 years of doing the show. There is context in losing.
Yeah. Yeah. As I was a kid, whenever my team, rarely, but whenever a team I was cheering for would get up 2-0, I would kind of secretly hope they lost the next game, just because it eliminated the chance to make history where they would go up 3-0 and then get reverse swept. Now I'm looking back. I wish the Panthers, well, I mean, in hindsight, but still, I wish Panthers would have lost game 3 and won game 4. I'd rather be up 3-1.
Yeah, because Luke up 3-0 now. You're like, oh my God, you've had one opportunity to win 4 games. You couldn't do it.
When you're up 3-0, 99% of your body is like, one win away. We're going to do this.
98.
99. No, 99% of your body is, we're one win away. We're going to do this. But there's that 1% in the back of your brain that you're trying to ignore.
No. BS.
Don't you dare ruin this.
Don't BS.
Don't do this.
98%. No, 1% would love to sweep. That 1% wants to sweep. So that's what it is.
So 98 says, yeah, we got this one more win.
Okay, well, you want to say 2%. All right. So
1% says sweep, and then the other percent says,
I don't even think they were thinking that. I think once you're up 3-0, I don't think you think you're losing the series whatsoever.
I thought it.
You lose game 4, you could, whatever. Who wants a party in Edmonton? Like,
I don't think that was the point. I thought Edmonton was just due. He kind of felt all right for him because it's Canada. They got a chance to watch a
It was the way
game.
it was. It was 8-1. It was like, all right, whatever.
Get it out your system.
Get it out your system. They needed one. Cool, whatever. All right. They're going to get gentlemen swept.
Let's reset and do it again. Let's focus.
But once they lost game 5.
Or say it as, how does Sergei Bobrovsky say it?
Focus.
Let's focus.
Let's focus.
And let that build. Okay.
Yeah. He said, let's focus. So, in his accent, his beautiful Russian accent. But once they lost game 5, it was like, they're going back to Edmonton. They got their ass kicked 8-1 in Edmonton, and they haven't really looked good since the third period of they haven't looked good since the second period of game 3.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So
let's be honest. They haven't been good since.
So I was like,
3.
okay, this is not good right now. All right.
Cool. It's one thing going into a game 7
It's
upward
3-2.
trending.
No, it's like 3-2. I think a lot of people had Panthers in 6. So,
it is the Stanley Cup Finals.
It's
I mean,
the
it's not going to
Stanley
be a
Cup Finals.
walk. It's not going to be a lark.
You win game 6 is over. But then the thought is, now if they lose game 6 and they go back to game 7, it depends on how you lost. So like I said, if they lost a close game 6, you'd be like, all right, it's a tight series, game 7, but you're going back home. Crowd's going to be good. The energy, all of that. They got their ass kicked 5-1.
Isn't that funny? Game 4 going in. I got a feeling. Game 5 going in. I got a feeling. Last night going in. I got a feeling.
No,
I got a feeling.
I know it was I got a feeling.
I ain't doing that. No. That feeling is gone.
I don't know about I got a feeling. I think after game 5, there was I got a feeling this might go 7.
Oh, no. And I did everything in my power. I played all the lucky songs that I played at Duffy's when we win before the game. I did everything. I went through my routine when they win. Nothing worked last night, Vlad. Nothing. That got me scared a little bit. I'm gonna have to wear my lucky drawers on Monday.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just saying. All right, let's get to it. Oh, man. Let's. Do we need to even read this for the first headline? Game 7, 8 o'clock.
I think everybody knows that already.
8 o'clock. Pregame 7 o'clock right here, 560 WQAM. The only other time in Stanley Cup Finals history a team's come back and won after being down 3-0, 1942. Maple Leafs did it to the Red Wings. I mean, history kind of on our side. Once again, I also threw out the stat. The last 3 teams to go to Game 7 and win have been on the road. So that kind of cancels out a little bit of that. But Calais Campbell, he signed a team-friendly 1-year, $2 million contract, taking on the veteran minimum $1.2 million, signing bonus $795,000. Defensive end started all 17 games last year for the Falcons, got 56 tackles, 6.5 sacks. Inter Miami, say what you want. Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, they are playing with their national team. That's all I'm going to say right there.
I like that.
They're in the CONMEBOL Copa America tonight.
An international tournament
that is played not locally here in South Florida. Well, not here in South Florida. It's in Atlanta,
I get it.
DC.
It is an international tournament. All right, I get it.
Did you watch the game Thursday?
I did while getting my
Argentina
haircut. By the way,
Canada.
shout out to my barber, Albert.
Please,
great barber.
Please
go down there. Miramar and Palm. Go check out my boy Albert. Great. Yes.
So
that with these tournaments going on, that if you go to any bar or barbershop, you're gonna have the games going on. So yes, I did watch the opening match between Canada and Argentina.
And people were mad at me because I called it exactly right.
Well, Argentina would whoop Canada's ass.
They whoop. Canada outplayed them in the first half, but then Argentina became Argentina and got a couple of goals. And I was like, it's going to end like 1 or 2-0.
And that's
and sure enough, I was like, yeah, that's what Argentina does. They rely a lot on Messi, and then they get some goals here.
So
and there.
here's my question. I don't know if we talked about this. We didn't talk last week because you were in New Orleans. I'm happy you had a great time. Shorty doo-wop as well. Kylian Mbappe was asked which tournament is difficult, the World Cup and the Euro Cup. And he said the Euro Cup is a little bit more difficult because they know each other so well. Like the teams play similar style. They're familiar with each other. Well, the World Cup is the World Cup, so you're not really familiar with every player or teams.
Euro or
World Cup? The Euro Cup versus the World Cup, which is the most difficult tournament.
Okay. Well, he's had more success in the World Cup than the Euro.
But
so
he said Euro is more difficult.
Okay.
Then question came up to me that said, well, then what's more difficult, the Euro or the Copa? Because you see, the World Cup is difficult because you got to include the South American teams. That's why the Euro Cup is not difficult, because you're not including the South American teams. But in this tournament, you're talking about some of the best teams right now. You got Brazil, you got Argentina, you have Mexico, you have Colombia, you have the United States.
Mexico?
I said Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I think I did. So, yeah. And then you have Uruguay with their great stars and stuff like that. So, which tournament do you think is more difficult?
I think there's not really any comparing. I think they're of equal.
And don't forget Ecuador.
Yeah, of course. Ecuador is playing tonight at 6 o'clock. I think they're of equal billing. These international tournaments, I think they're equal. I think World Cup is tougher. Kylian Mbappe could say what he wants. World Cup is everybody, the best of the best.
He's won both, so
but I don't think Copa or Euros are any more competitive or less competitive than each other. I'm not going to get pulled into that one. I will say I enjoy both of them extremely, very, very much.
Oh, this is
technically we can go through the power rankings and see on paper which one is the tougher one. I'm not interested in that.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that. I'm not interested.
If you love soccer and you want to see and you want to see great competition, just watch both the Euro and Copa. And
yeah. I mean, if you're a soccer fan, you're watching both, right?
Absolutely.
You're not a ride or die Euro or
Thursday,
Copa.
Thursday was probably the equivalent for a soccer fan of like the Sunday opening week NFL ticket, because you had 3 Euro games and then you had Argentina versus Canada. Today you have 3 Euro games and you have 2 Copa games.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you're a soccer lover and you love these soccer international tournaments, you're in heaven right
6
now.
o'clock tonight, Ecuador at Venezuela. I'm going to be pulling for Ecuador, although I got love for Venezuela. Venezuela's not the greatest soccer country, but, they got their own thing. And then 9 o'clock, them reggae boys.
Got a lot of great Venezuelan friends. They're beautiful.
Me too, man. Me too. Jamaica versus Mexico. Mexico can go to hell. So let's go Jamaica. And I'm not cussing the country of Mexico out. I'm talking about the rivalry between the United States and Mexico when it comes to soccer. So don't get on me about that. There's plenty of great people. I love Mexico. I'm probably going to go to the DFA at the end of the year. So yeah, but U.S. men's team plays Bolivia tomorrow at 6. I'm so excited.
Relax.
Okay. But yeah, so in the Euros, maybe this is a hot take, maybe it's not. I am pulling for France because of my French heritage, Cajun French heritage. And in the Copa, this is kind of a hot take. I'm pulling for the United States. Most places that wouldn't be a hot take, but in South Florida it is, because I would think it's about 50-50 U.S. fans versus other teams' fans. The world would implode if the U.S. won the Copa America Cup.
Who they beat along the way? They beat Brazil and Argentina along the way?
Yep.
And Mexico?
I don't need
If you beat Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina along the way, that'd be the biggest.
And maybe get Colombia back for whooping us 5-1 the other day in that international friendly. That didn't give me a lot of confidence. That gave me no confidence.
By the way, I don't like the tournaments, man. Why didn't we have Colombia? There should have been certain countries that should be playing South Florida.
Yeah, it was kind of weird the way they set things up. Like last night, Chile and Peru played at Jerry World, AT&T in Dallas. Like
that should have been a Mexico game.
That's a huge a stadium for two teams that, I mean, they're, like I said, close.
Right. That should have been Mexico. Jamaica should have played that game at Jerry's World.
Yeah. Some of these things don't exactly make sense.
They're sending a lot of these great countries. They're playing in the like in the West. I believe Uruguay versus, is it Uruguay, Argentina? I believe. That's cool. Like they might be playing in California. But I was like, well, if you had it down here.
Well, I know Uruguay is going to be playing tomorrow here in Miami. I can't remember. Let's see who they're playing. I also have to try to spell it correctly, but that's okay. Versus Panama. They're playing Panama here in Miami because Alejandro Solana from the Harvard Product Show is going to the game. He's going to the game. So yeah. It should be interesting. We hope all of our Inter Miami guys, well, all of our, we got 3 guys that are in the tournament. We hope they all do well. And look, I would be saying hurry back, but we'll hold down the fort. We'll keep winning. I don't know what we're doing here, and I don't know what we're talking about. Marlins, though, they're hotter than a fox in a forest fire. At least when it comes to extra inning games. Past 4 games in extra inning games, 3 in a row. So they lost the first one, then they've won 3 in a row. Last night, it was Tim Anderson delivering that walk-off hit. The 2 play again today at 4 o'clock. The bullpen has been lights out. So let's keep that going. Caitlin Clark scored 16. The Fever won their 4th in a row down in the Atlanta Dream, 91-79 in front of a capacity crowd, 17,575 fans. Whew. WNBA is hot right now, man. And it's not
the big game tomorrow.
It's not just Caitlin Clark. I mean, they have a lot more, to me at least, personalities and characters, and they got some bad ones rolling around. They
got the bad ones, but let's give credit to the young girls who came in. Obviously, Caitlin's playing great, but Angel Reese has been balling.
Yeah, she broke a record, most double-doubles in a row.
For a rookie.
For a rookie, 7.
Yeah, so she's been balling. It's unfortunate what happened with Cameron Brink. I hope she recovers.
Oh yeah,
because she was playing well as well. She was starting to get real comfortable in the league. So they're doing great. Tomorrow they got a big game tomorrow. Tomorrow's the, Fever versus the Chicago Sky, the first game since last week, which is crazy. That
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
No, was it 2 weeks? Oh yeah. Was it 2 weeks?
We weren't on last week. We were actually watching the game the other day.
So it's their first game back in 2 weeks since Angel got the flagrant foul 1 called on Caitlin.
No, it wasn't Angel though. It was Kennedy.
No, she did. They played last week, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, then I missed that one.
Yeah, they played last week, and she got
fog.
Angel hit her in the head, and they called it a flagrant 1 foul on Angel. And Angel said, maybe certain people getting special calls and stuff like that. But yeah, they're gonna there's a rematch. There's a rematch. It's gonna be hyped, and it's gonna be on ESPN ABC tomorrow.
You want to talk some NWSL soccer right now too?
No.
Okay, I was just gonna see if you want to talk about the San Diego team. Okay.
No.
Louisville?
No.
Okay. Let's just step into the day spa. Let's go ahead and do that right now.
Why, you feel dirty?
Yeah. I do want to talk some NWSL, but not right now. Woman is mad because her sister stole her baby name just a month before she actually had her baby.
We've had this conversation before.
I don't care.
Who
If you
cares?
you can name your kid what I want to name my kid. I'm gonna name my kid what I want to name my kid.
Time out.
I'm not mad.
Who's up? The sister's upset. Was she pregnant?
They were both pregnant. She wanted to name her baby, let's say Kate. Sister had a baby a month before her and named her baby Kate, and now she's mad because she said she stole the baby name.
You understand?
I would name my kid Kate. I'm naming my kid what I want to name my kid.
I can understand, because if you already told the person the name and they had to figure it out, and then they took your name because the baby was born, that's nasty work.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm gonna name my kid what I want to name my kid. It doesn't matter what other people name it.
Nah.
I got some weird names.
No, not when it's within your family, their cousins and everything like that. Like
they're worried about it messing with the kids.
All right, like when you say Kate, like which Kate's gonna turn around and
I'm cool. I'm naming my kid what I want to name my kid.
Nah, you gotta snuff your sister for that. You gotta snuff her.
Snuff your sister over a baby name.
Yeah, she stole the name, bro.
When you say snuff, do you mean kill?
No, not kill.
Oh,
like just mush her.
Okay. I see where I'm from. Snuff means
where I'm from, snuff is like mush. Like it's like mush.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay. Well,
snuff has many different interpretations.
Thank goodness.
But no, I'm talking New York. Like when you snuff somebody, like you just mush them.
Yeah.
Like get out of here.
I got that. Oh man. Coming up next, we're gonna talk Tua. No contract yet. No problems? We'll see. 560 WQAM. Back at you on a Saturday here in South Florida. Not a relaxing Saturday, I'll tell you that. The Panthers made sure that you didn't get a relaxing moment for the next 72 hours, pretty much. Nonetheless, we shall see. Tua Tagovailoa, he's not relaxing either because he's still playing on that rookie contract. Recently, an article by Bleacher Report, Paul Kasabian, he quoted NFL Network's Tom Pelissero. He detailed the whole Miami quarterback situation. Here's what Tom Pelissero said. And I want you to break this thing down on several levels, Vlad. We'll get into it. Here's what he said. I talked to a GM from a different team this morning. What he said was, I would let Tua play it out. Pelissero said when asked about teams resetting the quarterback market. The GM who called me this morning was saying, like, you can't do a deal at that number. It's gone too far. First things first, is that a real GM, Vlad, or is that a made-up GM just so Tom Pelissero can talk about it?
That's a good question.
That's my first thought.
That's a good question.
An anonymous GM.
We'll go with the anonymous.
You'll believe him? You believe that it's a real GM from another team that's saying that?
Well, all right, here's the thing. What would the other GM would say? Oh, they need to sign him? Like, what GM is going to say that about another, about a rival team? He doesn't know what's going on with the team. He doesn't know the parameters that's going on inside inside Dolphins training camp or Dolphins offices.
Don't know what's going on.
He doesn't know what's going on. So if he's giving his opinion of what he would do, he's only going by if he was in that circumstance. And if he's saying that he would let him play it after the year, that's from the outside looking in. We don't know what's going on.
Right. But that's not the hottest take. We've even debated about whether they should let him play it out this year or whether they should sign him. There's the positives and the negatives. Signing him now, you could pay a little more now, but on the back end, save some money. The other thing is, play this year. If he gets hurt, then you save yourself some money. But if he balls out, it's going to cost you a ton of money. So I don't know. I'm on the camp, Vlad. We keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and people keep trying to predict when this deal is going to get done. I don't know. I don't know if it's even going to get done. He might play out under this year. He's one of those guys that, he's going to show up. They know he's going to show up. They know he's going to play. So why would they want to go and give him the bag? Like I said, maybe you get the discount. Maybe you get the savings. Pay a little bit now, save a little bit later. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. He's got receivers this year. He's got weapons. He's got the weapons. Tyreek Hill, stay out of trouble. Jalen Waddle, Odell Beckham Jr., Devon Achane. Did you hear Devon Achane? They're going to line him up at receiver every once in a while too this year, supposedly. He's going to have an expanded role in this offense.
So everything that I'm hearing is nothing that has to do with December and January with your team, with this team.
Yes.
I mean, I say your team because I know this is one of your teams.
Yeah. You're 100% right. We have not addressed the elephant in the room, which is winning late in the season against very physical teams in cold weather.
Like they basically set you up to say, hey, show me what you're going to do in December by giving you primetime games against the Packers on Thanksgiving night and the Sunday Night Football late in the year against the Cleveland Browns at the Dog Pound.
Mm-hmm. Got Calais Campbell. He's proven himself.
Yeah. Okay. I just need to know.
17-year veteran, Calais Campbell.
It's not even about Calais. I think that's an excellent signing. I think that's a signing. Like, what you need is depth up until Jalen and Bradley can come back. And then when they do come back, it's not necessarily that you got to rush them back where they got to overexert themselves. They could be part of the rotation, get their footing and rhythm back. And then boom, you have a real kind of like NASCAR type of front four, especially if the rookies can actually play very well in their rookie campaign. Mm-hmm. If they do that along with the vet, you're not hurting as we thought they would have, looking at the season, looking at the fact that they let Christian go. Van Ginkel went to Minnesota. So yeah, I think the signings and the moves that they've made to I want to say plug up the holes, but obviously make sure that these weaknesses are not weaknesses anymore. They're more of a strength, or they're good.
Mhm.
I think you got to give Chris Greer credit in that. But my thing is this: offensively, what we've seen over the last 2 seasons is that once the weather gets too cold, the offense is not the same high-powered offense that it is between September and October and mid of November. When the weather gets a little cold and the teams are a little bit better, they have a problem of moving the offense.
So what do you suggest they do to remedy that? What would be one of the things that you think they should do?
Run the damn football a little bit more. And because I think Raheem is great, but Raheem is a little bit older, and he's always had a knack of injuries. A little dink here, a little dent here. Same thing with A-Chain last year. You don't really have that thud, like that guy that.
So you need a bruiser. You would like
I would love a guy with like a 4-yard, 5-yard guy that's moving the pile. Like if
a
it's
Mack truck,
a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, you don't necessarily have to throw it to Tyreek or Jalen Waddle just for them to try to get 3 yards. Give them the ball, milk the clock, be physical against these other teams and their defensive line. If you do that, you're saving Tua from from pressure.
You're saving some of your finesse guys,
right?
Who are injury prone sometimes.
And guess what? You established the running game, play action with those receivers. But that's it. Bang. If you run the ball 4 or 5 consecutive times, you're getting 4 to 5 yards a carry, and you're moving the clock. You're setting the defense up. You're lulling them to sleep so that when you hit them with a play action, you got Odell, Waddle, Tyreek, Achane, Mostert, like any of those guys, any of those 5 weapons. If you're establishing the run and you're moving the line, when you go play action with Tua's accuracy, a little 3-yard, 5-yard, then can go. But you got to do that by establishing the run to me.
I did find that peculiar that they traded up in the 3rd round to get Jalen Wright, who is almost, for the most part, a carbon copy of what they already had.
That was my problem. They just sent that, and it's nasty for me. It's nasty. This is why it's nasty work, because after his first year, and it was his first year, he was a rookie coach, but he led his team to the playoffs. He said, I am going to correct. This was what I heard right before last season. I am going to correct the running game situation towards the end of the year because we didn't run the ball more. That's my specialty. That's where I made my name. I am going to make sure we run the ball more. Did they run the ball more in the second half of the season?
He did the exact opposite of what he said he was going to do. And this year he's not even saying that. I haven't heard that. We're going to run the ball more. We're going to be more physical. Maybe that's not a thing anymore. Maybe he's changed. I don't know if that's going to help anything. But yeah, you would think you would get some type of a crushing running back. Instead, now we've got 3 guys that, when I say carbon copies, very, very similar with the speed and the size and everything like that. Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane, Jalen Wright. Okay. I don't know what they're doing, but I hope I don't know what is going to happen at the end of the season, because if it's a repeat of the past couple of years, it's going to be scary.
And that's nasty because you could alleviate a lot of the stress on Tua.
Yeah.
Because now if they're not able to run the ball, now it's going to be, hey, Tua, get us over it. You got to lead us. And if that doesn't happen, why are we paying this man 55 or the money that the market is setting?
And when the game tightens up, it's nice not to have the very small window. With a big, strong running game, you kind of have a little bit of a larger window when the game tightens up.
Look what the Eagles did. They paid Jalen Hurts that money, but they got him a stud running back, a guy that, he doesn't have.
It's not all on him.
It's not necessarily all on Jalen Hurts. They can give the ball to Saquon, and he can alleviate a lot of pressure off Jalen and that offense. Houston did that with CJ.
Mm-hmm.
They added Stephon Diggs. They already had those 2 other receivers, but they got him Joe Mixon. You understand what I'm saying? Big running back. The Chiefs did it. We all know 15 is unbelievable. They got Kelsey, but they got Pacheco. Pacheco, yeah. He's an angry 3.5, 4-yard runner, but you know what? He's laying the wood. Pause. But he's laying these cats out, moving the line so that it doesn't necessarily have to be all on 15.
Yeah.
Or if 15 can work his magic with 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. I think if you see more 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 1s, you can do anything. You can run the ball, pass the ball, and you got 2 up, and you're gonna have two downs to get 2 yards.
And remember, we were really, really not good on
short down,
3rd and goal,
right.
4th and goal,
No,
but not in the. But when we're closer, we got the goal. I know it tightens up some, but when you got that big, strong back, could make a difference. Could make a difference.
It's like to me, that's what's kind of happened this year.
The only place we've gotten more physical in the offense would be Jonnu Smith, maybe tight end. Although Durham Smythe was pretty physical, he just wasn't that much of a weapon.
Yeah.
What?
Jonnu Smith is better than Durham Smith.
No, I'm saying definitely. But that's one place you got more physical on offense. But other than that,
you haven't really gotten physical.
Never really done that. Yeah, unless Patrick Paul's going to come in here,
but he's a project.
Throw people around.
He's a project. Odell is not considered a physical receiver.
Nope.
It's still more of the sports course. You need a freaking SU damn V.
So you didn't change things, but you expect there to be a different outcome at the end of the season.
I mean, in all reality, right? It's like instead of getting an SUV, you got like a 2020
Ford Fiesta.
You got no. You got a 2020 like convertible in Odell.
Yeah, that's pretty
instead of getting an SUV, you got like a 2019
Toyota Solera.
No, Jonnu. Like what would be a Jonnu?
Because
I don't want to say he's like an Explorer or anything like that. You know what I mean? But instead of getting like a 2023 SUV, you got good cars. And they were probably at the top like a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, but they got some mileage.
A little scratch.
They got some scratches. It's got, there was some things had to be had to go to the shop and work on the body, like stuff like that. It's good. It can maneuver around the city. But when it comes December and January, I need that SUV, bro.
I tell you, man, I'm not really nervous about September 8th against Jacksonville at all. Beginning of the season, breeze, it seems like. The end of the season,
no, it's not, because that first game, if Tua doesn't play well, and the other guy across the field with his $55 million starts playing, plays well, it's like, there's a reason why you don't give this guy. This guy won the division. He's won a playoff game. He's done more than what Tua's done.
Well, we'll see if Tua's under contract at that point. It should be interesting. It's going to be interesting because it obviously can go one of two ways. You can get that bag, or Rod Tidwell, show us what you got. Show me the money.
Oh, man.
Telling you. Talk about it, man. Something or nothing next here on 560 WQAM.
see dead people.
Oh yeah, taking a little break from all the excitement. It's my jam right here. Kendrick Lamar.
I wish I was at that pop-up concert.
Jabroni.
Yeah, man.
Is that Kendrick Lamar's voice?
That's Kendrick calling Aubrey a jabroni.
I thought he was deeper voice than that.
I know.
Not in that song. Whoa.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God is watching. Oh, it's gonna be a long summer for Drake, man.
Thank goodness
It's gonna
that
be a
beef
cold
is over, man.
summer.
Thank goodness that beef is over.
It's not over.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Because I know like one of the security guards at Drake's house got shot up, and it's getting too.
Yeah, but that's not because of Kendrick. That's more of the Weekend and Drake. That's some Canada, Toronto type of beef.
Why is Drake and all this stuff, man? He
They
ain't
hate
like
him.
that. He ain't one of them.
They hate him.
He ain't
They
one
hate
of them.
them. But no, the beef is gonna continue because they just filmed a video to the song, and he just had the concert on Juneteenth, and it was like they called it Gangchella. They call it
What happened to Freaknik?
What do you mean what happened to Freaknik? Ain't no more Freaknik, man. Did you watch the documentary? Ain't
No, I didn't watch the documentary.
But go watch the documentary. Then do you know why there's no more Freaknik? Yeah,
Couldn't have basketball practice.
It was crazy on Wednesday. Crazy concert that they had on Juneteenth celebration, and he brought all the gangs, all the rival gangs together in LA, and they all had a great concert. It was all peace, and so Drake can say that I brought peace to LA because if it wasn't for me, I would not have brought all these gangs together in unity for a Kendrick concert. But I think we're in round two. No, I don't want to say round two, but we're in the chapter 2 of this rivalry. It's gonna happen.
I know how the story ends, unfortunately.
No. There'll be no casualties. No.
Georgia scores their first Euro point with a 1-1 draw against Czechia earlier today. Is that something or nothing?
Well, yes. For those who know,
you're Georgian?
No, there's a country called Georgia.
Okay.
People probably like, what? The state of Georgia? No, there's a country called Georgia. It's nothing to me.
It's nothing to you?
No.
Okay. Arizona State Land Department has canceled a land auction that could have helped reactivate the NHL Coyotes team. Something or nothing?
It's nothing because they still didn't want the team. They were going to Salt Lake, man.
They're going to Salt Lake, but this is the thing. There's still an open door that if the owner can buy some land that's approved by the NHL and build a state-of-the-art facility within the next 2 years,
Arizona does not want any hockey in that state.
Coyotes could come back.
Coyotes
could be reinstated.
They've moved around. They've played. They even went to a 12,000, like a real low capacity arena, and they still couldn't sell. So no, the state of Arizona does not want hockey in their state.
Ice Spice. She has a new song called Fat Butt. Something or nothing.
Is she showing it?
It's PHATBUTT. They haven't shot the music video. They just said,
I'm just saying, she's showing it. She's showing her fat butt.
That's what I like about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is partying, living her life. She has her friends stroll by, like Ice Spice in the Super Bowl and stuff like that. She's just hanging with her gals. Ice Spice, she's part of that clique.
Okay.
Do you like Fat Butt? Have you heard? You haven't heard it yet.
I haven't heard the song, but if you're asking me if I like it,
she's throwing a little shade at people.
Yes,
pardon the pun. She's
yes,
throwing shade.
Hey, hey, there's nothing wrong with a pretty hot and tempting butt.
Oh, that's what that means.
Yes.
Now I know you're gonna like this one, Vlad. Rakim.
Yeah.
Be Ill single out now. New album, first one in 15 years. God's Network Rebirth with a 7 somewhere in there. July 26th. Something or nothing.
Absolutely something. The God MC, Rakim.
He really is. He might be God. He hasn't aged a drop.
Rakim Allah. I love him.
Where's Eric B in all this?
Let's just leave Eric B out of this. If it is, you don't want to meet Eric B.
Rakim, man. The God, bro. I love some Rakim. Glad that he's back in the game. 15 years. Be Ill. So I got to go listen to Fat Butt and Be Ill when I get off work.
No, I'm listening to Be Ill.
I want to hear Fat Butt too.
Yeah, I'll go see that.
When I get off of work, my big Lynn will call me. What you doing? I go, I got to deal with this Fat Butt and Be Ill.
No.
She'll know what I'm talking about.
Sure, of course.
Some fishermen in Mississippi recently saved 38 dogs that were treading water in the middle of a lake. Is that something?
That's awesome, man. That's something awesome, man. You got to save the dog.
I had to do some research. How did 38 dogs get into the middle of a lake? Well, apparently there was a fox run and a deer ran into the lake when the dogs chased after it and got caught in the middle of the lake.
Dogs aren't the brightest now.
I didn't say that.
But
I didn't say
they're very
they're
they're very lovable.
very loyal, very loving. I like dogs.
Yeah, I love them.
Favorite type of dog?
Oh, pit.
Oh, you're a pit guy?
Pit and Rotties. I love Rotties.
I like corgis the most and Australian shepherds.
I love Rotties. The loyalty for Rotties is the Rottweilers are unbelievable.
Yeah, if you train those two types of dogs, they're really great dogs. They're just very strong dogs.
Oh no, they're strong as hell.
They're really strong. Like they push up against you, like you have to check your balance and stuff.
Hey, relax. Like relax. Like you got to
show him who's boss, lad.
You got to talk. It's like sometimes you
lose
got
a
to
hand. Lose a hand.
Got to. Like they're worse than kids at times, huh?
Yeah, they are. They're like big children.
They are big children.
They really are. Like
they are. They just let you, but they just want attention.
Now that you bring it up, literally, like pit bulls and Rottweilers are like big children.
They're big children.
That's how they act.
They just want attention, and that's it.
A man with the world's largest tongue says he's inundated with jokes in his DMs basically every day, something or nothing.
Hey, bro, if you've got a long tongue, man, gotta make it work.
Gotta
use it.
Jokes. I think get other things in your DMs, but I don't know. Last but not least, a psychic claims that a doll is possessed by the spirit of Princess Diana and recently told her that she is worried about Kate Middleton. Is that something or nothing?
Yeah, if she told her don't drive in don't take a certain street and get in a certain car, have paparazzi follow, then yeah, that would be something.
That was a very, very detailed answer you gave.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're possessed and that doll tells you don't get in a car and there's paparazzi following, I'm gonna believe that. I'm gonna believe it.
I will.
I would, because that's just very vivid and very clear and right to the point of like, hey, be careful. Take heed of what happened to me to make sure that doesn't happen to Kate.
I do like that she came back in the form of a doll.
Well,
her spirit possessed a doll.
A beautiful doll or ugly doll?
Yeah, nice doll. Nice doll.
Blonde?
How would you come back if you? Yeah, no, you couldn't come back as a human.
I'm coming back as a pit bull.
Man, well played. I can't even say anything after that. Well played, Pitbull. So Vlad the Pit, not the inhaler. Vlad the Pit.
Oh no, the pit's gonna be inhaling.
Of course. Would I assume anything other than that? No, of course. All right, let's try to calm ourselves down and get ready for Monday night. We got another hour of the show where we're gonna. Should we just dedicate the last hour to being calm, or should we just play it
That would be
straight?
calm today, because tomorrow we're gonna open the lines to the callers so that they can.
Oh, you want to open it up
tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow.
Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day. We're gonna open the lines to the callers so that they can call and express either anxiety or excitement, anger, excitement. Like, I want to see it be optimistic or pessimistic. I want to see that. That'll be tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
But this next hour, we're gonna recap Game 5. Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. And then also talk about Miami Heat and NBA free agency. A lot of names are being mentioned. A lot of moves are being rumored. So
we'll get into Patty Mills or not. I don't know.
And we'll get into that in the final hour.
Let's get it.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Oh, yes, indeed. Vlad, I want to ask you a question because I know sometimes you ride or die with your teams. Do you ever get mad at your team? Like mad, like angry at them? Or do you kind of say like, oh, I'm upset or I'm frustrated, but mad? Because I've seen some people very mad with the Florida Panthers.
No, I get
right
mad
now.
at my team.
Okay. The reason I don't get mad at these teams is they're doing their best. They're not trying to lose. And contrary to your belief, they don't wake up in the morning and go, you know what we really want to do? Play poorly and make Vlad mad.
I don't care.
But and this is not directed at Panthers fans. You and I have lived all over this great country. Everywhere I've gone, fans get mad at the team as if the team personally did it to ruin their lives.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. I want to know the psyche because I always
You invested so much time. You invested so much monetarily, emotionally, to the point that this team has brought you so much joy that you don't want this joy to disappear. The fact of the matter is, the past 2 seasons, the Florida Panthers have brought joy to this market, to this region. And you tasted defeat last season in the Stanley Cup final, but you were able to accept it because of the run that they went through. That's why I always say everything is all about context, because the fact that they were a wild card team last season that went all the way to the finals, and the teams that they eliminated along the way made you start believing in this team, so that this past season, that the season that we're playing right now, the 2023-24 season, you were invested in this team. So they started out well. They played well. So it's like, okay, this thing is continuing, it's progressing, and it's growing. Then the playoffs come, and they're one of the top 2 seeds, and they were knocked out their in-state rival, the team that's run this conference the last 10 years. Then they knocked out their rival, their division rival, the team that they knocked out last season, went with the number 1 record, with the number 1 seed. They knocked them out. There's a rivalry with the Bruins. Then you knocked out the President Cup winner, New York, the rivalry between Miami and South Florida and New York. You knocked them out. So it's like everything you've done, it's like stepping stones in making this team a lovable, one of like South Florida's most lovable teams. The fact that you have a chance to bring a championship to South Florida, a professional championship. It hasn't been seen since 2013's Miami Heat. Then you go on to win. Then you, not only that, no, you made the Stanley Cup last year, but this year you hosted the Stanley Cup. Game 1 was in Amerant Bank Arena. First time. So everything you're doing, it's like historical for this franchise. You took your first series lead in a Stanley Cup. Remember that you kept on telling me?
Biggest game in history.
That's the biggest game in history.
Now we know what the biggest game in history is going to be.
So they won. This is absolute freaking
no
the biggest
arguments.
game.
Are we going to argue about this one?
You can't argue with me about it, and I can't argue with you. I argued you the last one, and it turned out to be right.
I think for once we have a unanimous for
there
everyone.
Is no argument at Monday
Not
night.
Just you and I, but everyone listening, everyone watching, everyone that knows this game exists is going to not argue that this is the biggest game in Florida Panthers history.
No doubt. There's no doubt about it. There's
Woo!
no doubt.
Woo!
So they won game 1. First lead they've ever had in Stanley Cup final history. Then they won game 2.
Feeling it.
Okay. Most wins you've had in Stanley Cup final playoff history.
You surpassed.
You surpassed.
That's
what I'm saying.
Previous Stanley Cup finals wins in your history.
You won game 1. You equaled the amount of wins you've had in Stanley Cup finals.
True.
And it's the first lead you ever taken.
Yep.
You won the second one. It's the most wins you've ever had in a Stanley Cup final series. Then you win game 3.
And now all you got to do is one game.
Now you're 1 win away from
So
capturing
easy.
your first Stanley Cup title in franchise history.
1-4. You just got to win one of the next 4 games.
And
That's
now,
all you got to do, though.
and that was after Thursday night, like 2 Thursdays ago. Saturday, you were back home in New Orleans.
Couldn't watch the game because they didn't know what the NHL was or is in New Orleans.
So we didn't work game 4, but it was all right.
I was going to try to call in, but I was drunk.
They got their ass beat 8-1. Fine, we're all good.
Yeah, they give the baby the bottle.
Game 5, they're going to celebrate home, baby. You're gonna celebrate it with your fan base. It's going to be the most exciting night in South Florida history. The biggest win in South Florida history would have been Game 5. That didn't happen. Okay, you lost 4-3. All right, cool. McDavid went McJesus. It's all right. He's put up 4 points in the last 2 games. He's got 8 points. All right, cool. Game 6 is in Edmonton. Kachuk is back. Kachuk played a great Game 5. The guys are starting to get their act together.
It seemed like
Bobby will be Bobby.
They woke up.
Game 6, they got their ass kicked 5-1.
Yeah, well, they got that one call back on offsides, but still, they're still down 2.
They were already down 2-0. Yeah. All right, so they got their ass kicked.
They got Game 7. Just win 1.
And now
one out of the last 4.
When you come back home, and you're coming back home, and you're not looking like the same team you did before Game 4.
But are you telling me this? One of the best teams, most consistent teams in the NHL is going to lose 4 games in a row. They're not going to find a way to win one more game.
They can.
They can?
They can.
They've been one of the most consistent teams all year long. They're going to lose 4 games in a row.
They've lost 3. What do you mean they can't lose one more?
I'm saying that the odds get even more impossible that's going to happen.
How? The odds were possible that they would lose the last 3.
That's what's it. Every time it gets a little bit.
But now they're tied. Guess what? You could lose 1. This is the ultimate game.
True. It's one game.
This is the ultimate final game.
Reminds me of your Super Bowl idea. It feels that way. we were told not to speak about that Super Bowl deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a text one day in like the middle of the night telling me about that. Yeah.
Oh, you got to talk to me about this.
Feels like we got a lot on the line. It feels like we have more than just a championship on the line to Monday, man. It just feels like there's so much. But I don't get mad at the Panthers because I think they're trying to do their best and they're not doing anything personally to me. So I don't get mad. I'm upset. I'm frustrated. I'm scared. But at the same time, I'm excited. This is your chance, man. This is your chance to go out there and get that cup. And they say there's beauty in the journey. Well, I'm not feeling beautiful right now, but hey, you win on Monday. We're all good.
Listen, when I want to hear all that BS? When you win. Then you can say, oh, nothing's easy. Nothing that you want is ever easy.
Right.
It's all about the struggle. It's all about the journey.
Save your Hallmark cards right now.
I need that Hallmark card when you actually win. Don't give me that Hallmark card when you didn't win.
Ooh. Let's go through the journey, though, of this series and how we got to Game 7. Put it all together. A little bit of music. Hopefully, it makes you feel a little bit better.
No, it won't.
It won't?
No, because it starts off good, and then then you tell me to get my Bob Marley on.
Got to.
Stanley leans in against McLeod. The puck is down. The final seconds will tick away. 3-0. The Panthers take Game 1 of the Cup final. A 33-save shutout for Sergei Bobrovsky. The Panthers take a 1-game-to-none lead in this 2024 Stanley Cup final.
Give me your number. I'll call you up. You act like it's your interrupt. I don't have no trouble with you, but I have a little problem with you not from me.
Grover over the Panthers line. Kulikov got a piece of him, knocked the puck loose. Kyle Oposo back in his own end. He sees there's just 11 seconds remaining. He's going to hold this one back behind the net. The fans to their feet. The Rats rain down. The Panthers win Game 2 by a 4-1 score. The Panthers take both on home ice, and the Panthers lead the Stanley Cup final 2-0.
And the Edmonton engine has an oil leak after a couple of games. And the Panthers are going back to Edmonton, up a couple.
4-3, the Panthers in front. Ekblad here on the near shot continues to hold it. What strength he's showing here down to our right. The near corner. The Oilers come up with a pass to the line. And it's to nobody all the way down to our left. It rolls. The final seconds tick away. And the Panthers take Game 3 by a 4-3 final score. The Panthers lead the Stanley Cup final 3-0.
Inching closer and closer are the Panthers.
The Panthers are 1 win away from hockey's ultimate prize.
Better look at me funny. Look, you know my name's down. Give me my money. Bring it.
Baby, I got your money.
Game 4 is going to end. The Oilers take it 8-1, and they live to fight another day. Tonight here in Sunrise, it's the Edmonton Oilers prolonging the series. There will be a Game 6 Friday night in Edmonton. Oilers 5, Panthers 3. The Panthers lead in the series, reduced to 3-2. Final seconds tick away. The Oilers win Game 6. 5-1 is the score. This series is even at 3 games apiece. There's going to be a Game 7 on Monday in Sunrise. The Oilers force this thing back to South Florida for a Game 7 on Monday.
Don't worry, baby. Everything's going to be okay. Game 7 Monday night, Amerant Bank Arena. Just go out there, get that first goal, handle business. We'll be all right, man. It's going to be okay. Just keep telling myself that. Just keep telling myself that. No, I really do think things are going to be okay. So, really. You do have a text, 305-567-0560, the number text in, 954 text in. Okay, they said that, were you guys going to be watching the game tomorrow? I assumed he was talking, or she was talking about the U.S. men's national team. And I said, I don't know. And he said, she said, I'm going to be at the stadium. And I was like, dang, you're going to AT&T Stadium because the U.S. men are playing Bolivia in Dallas. But no, apparently this person
talking about the football game tomorrow.
He's going to the Hard Rock to watch, or he or she's going to Hard Rock to watch Uruguay.
You're right, the football game tomorrow, the Copa.
Yeah, that was misleading. I thought hardcore USA fan was making the trip.
No, hardcore Ecuadorian fans going to Hard Rock Stadium.
Is it Ecuador and
hardcore Uruguayan fans going to watch?
Let's see
the game tomorrow. Whatever 2 teams are playing, he or she's going to go see them.
They are playing Panama tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Hardcore Panamanian.
Yeah, it could be a hardcore Panamanian. They got some bad ones in both countries, so give them credit. I don't know why I'm giving bad ones credit for a soccer game, but that just kind of made sense to me at the time. Okay, enough about me wanting to cheer for the USA tomorrow. Not the biggest game in our minds. Game 7. And yeah, I don't like the cliche, Vlad. The 2 most exciting words in sports. No, it's not.
I hate that. It was like, no, the 2 most exciting words in sports is world champion.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And could happen. We could have that exciting phrase. I just missed the chance that if the Panthers would have won and taken care of business earlier, South Florida could have hosted 2 championship teams, the Panthers and the Celtics, because the Celtics don't want to party in their own city.
That's nasty work. I don't want to hear that.
It's nasty work by the Celtics.
Well, guess what? South Florida could be hosting 2 champions. They could be hosting the Boston Celtics and the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they could be hosting the Florida Panthers and the U.S. men's national team when they win the Copa America.
No.
Baby.
If the Celtics
came it's right here.
Well, the Celtics are down here, and they were celebrated already. And Edmonton is playing Game 7. If they win, where do you think they're celebrating? Trust me, they're not flying back to Edmonton to go celebrate.
Not right away, no. Of course not.
But if I was there, I'd celebrate in Miami and then fly to Vegas and celebrate in Vegas and then go to Edmonton.
I'm going to be unbearable if the U.S. men's national team wins the Copa America.
I don't really care about the U.S. men's national team.
I'm going to be unbearable. I might do a whole 4-hour show just talking about that.
I'd rather you be unbearable if the Panthers win the Stanley Cup final.
I'm happy for the Panthers. Like I said, on a scale of 0 to 10, how much confidence do I have in Monday's game? I'll say a 7. Not a strong 7, not a hard 7.
It's not dwindling. You started with 7. You're not at 6.3 right now?
It's at the beginning of the show was like a 7.7. Now it's down like a 7.1.
Sure, it's not at 6.
It's not a hard 7.
Sure, it's not at 6.8.
Don't start with me.
Tomorrow,
Vlad.
I guarantee you, tomorrow it's going to be at 5.
It will start to dwindle.
5.9.
As the game gets closer, it does start to dwindle.
Dude, every hour it gets closer to the game.
It's like going to have surgery. This could go really good. It might not hurt at all. But man, I'm not looking forward to it.
We are literally 53 hours. We are 53 hours away from
really do feel like
dropping.
I'm waiting to have surgery. Like I really feel that way. Like maybe it'll be a great surgery and everything will be great. Maybe it'll hurt like a son of a gun.
You've always heard the cliche, the operation was a success. His patience still died.
I just want to wake up from this self-induced, or not self-induced, but this medically induced coma and see a big Stanley
And
Cup.
This is why you get angry at your team. Because
I
of
don't.
no, this is why people get angry at their team.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because of the love and passion. Listen, we all know fans is short for fanatic. And when you love a team, no, don't laugh. Because I've seen certain media members who have taken shots at their bosses and because of the way they're reacting towards this Stanley Cup ride. And some people have, like, they love this team. Like, this is their team.
Yeah, I know.
So you don't want, there's one thing people don't like is when you play with people's emotions. So if you see that somebody's like living and dying on every shift, every putt, don't mess with that person. Let that person be. Don't mess with them, because you don't understand. You're not really understanding what that person's going through. So right now, Panthers fans are going through it all. I don't want to mess with a Panther fan, because this can be an emotionally disturbing feeling for them. If God forbid they lose Game 7, and if they win, it could be the greatest pleasure for them, like the greatest joy. And you can understand that the roller coaster that they had to go through from winning the first 3, then losing the next 3, and then winning the ultimate Game 7,
Mm-hmm.
like winning the ultimate game. Like, anything can happen on Monday night at 11:45.
Yeah, Monday.
And God forbid this game goes to overtime. Holy mother!
Monday, the game could be living in legend or it could be living in lore for the Panthers fans.
Like, you can either have people calling out Tuesday because of excitement, or you have people calling out on Tuesday because they could be like
depressed,
like the worst.
I'm serious, Vlad. This is not overstatement. I would feel some depression. Seriously, I'm not talking about, I'm so upset. Like, I think I would have a slight. I'm not making fun of mental illness. I would have a slight depression.
I ain't gonna hold you, B.
I'm gonna feel.
And God, this is what makes it worse. I gotta go into that locker room, right?
Yeah.
And I told you, it's either I'm bringing goggles or Kleenexes, but you're not seeing my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's eyes are getting watery. It's not gonna be me. So I gotta go to that locker room. If I start seeing men cry,
don't,
man,
I don't want to hear that.
Oh,
I'm not playing.
man.
I'm not playing guys crying for anything
Nah,
but tears of joy.
because that's different when you know these people. Like, you've been around them, you see, like
tears of joy are okay.
Yeah,
I'm not playing
tears of pain.
No, that's not right. And I
Nah.
don't care if people think it's funny, if people think it's cute, if people say you got to report the news. Nah, that ain't right. It's not right.
Nah,
I'm not doing it.
And I'm telling you this as a guy, where my loyalty relies. But I wouldn't even do it for the Heat. I'm not doing that. Like, if the Heat lost it, I'm not doing that. Because even though, I still cover these guys.
I'm not doing it.
I still have to see these people. I have a relationship with them.
Respect.
No,
man.
it's respect. I respect them as men, as humans, first and foremost. I respect you as a human. So and I know, we know, because we're around them. We cover them. We talk to the people. We know the trials and tribulations that these men and these coaches and that the organizations are going through. So yes, it's a little bit different when you're close to them. We are the flagship station of the Florida Panthers. I go cover them. I go to their, go to the games and get post-game sound. So seeing these men, I peek the curtain a little bit when I do the shows and I produce for other shows. I play the music that you hear after a celebration, after they win a playoff game. They play Billy Joel, We Didn't Start the Fire. They play Casey and the Sunshine Band. They play 70s music. Like, you get a peek at what this team is all about. And then to know that on Monday, they're playing the last game of the season, and they can either end that season being the Kings of Kings or the last loser.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough.
Tears either way, Vlad. You're right.
Tears of joys or tear of pain?
Let's try not to think about it right now. Let's go to this one. We got the Marlins playing the Seattle Mariners today, 4:00 in just a little while. College World Series Championship Series begins tonight, 7:30. Tennessee versus Texas A&M, 2 SEC schools, best of 3 in that series. I'm not going to watch 1 second of it because if LSU's not in it, or a team that I care about is not in it, and I definitely don't care about Texas A&M, and I'm not a fan of Tennessee, I can be watching it. But I will be watching Copa America, Ecuador, Venezuela. That's 6 o'clock.
I love Venezuela women.
You know me. I love it a little more.
But they have a restaurant. Is it Sabor Al?
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, there's a lot of Sabor Al. some good Venezuelan restaurants.
At 9 o'clock, you get Jamaica, Mexico. I might just do a little double dip right there, man. Gotta love Ecuador, gotta love Venezuela, gotta love Jamaica. The Mexican national soccer team, our football team, not my favorite. USA all the way. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock. U.S. men versus Bolivia. Let's go. AT&T Stadium, Jerry World. That's gonna be a big one, man. USA, Bolivia. Get off to a hot start. Got Panama and Uruguay also in your group. So, yeah. And want to report that Detroit Lions all-time great running back Barry Sanders did reveal he had a heart-related health scare last weekend, but he is now feeling fine. I think he's one of everyone's favorite running backs of all time. Is there anybody that's ever like, Barry Sanders? Nah, man. Nah.
Dude, I've been,
I like Barry Sanders.
I love Barry because like the days, there's nothing to watch between those 2-3 days gaps that we have between finals when it was both NBA and NHL. I'll be watching NFL Network, whatever's on, NFL Live, whatever. But they did one on Barry Sanders. It's like, oh my God, when you watch the moves and like what he did, it's like, yo, this man was wrong. He's wrong. He's wrong for some of the moves that he did.
It's unbelievable, man.
Come on, he made grown men look goofy. You can't have grown men look goofy.
Great athletes look goofy, man.
Oh,
just
my
unbelievable.
God. Made Mike Singletary, the scariest man alive, look like he was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Ran through all types of people, man. So hopefully he's all right, man. He says he's feeling fine, so that's good. Speaking of feeling fine, let's take a step into the day spa.
By the way, before we go to the day spa,
yep,
I love Sabor Venezolano. That's what it's called.
Ah, Sabor Venezolano.
Yeah. And then Pembroke Pines.
It's in the Pines? Okay.
Oh, there's many places. One in the Real, Hialeah, but the one I like visiting, the one in the Pines, the Sheridan Street in Flamengo.
Nice.
Nice.
A lot of reasons to say nice.
Yeah. You go eat there and then you go to the spa.
A man dated a woman that he thought was the perfect match for 3 months.
And it was his cousin.
Until she dropped a bombshell on him.
She was a man before.
You get 3 guesses. You got one more.
She was all right. So she wasn't a man before. She's not family. She's not related.
She's not family.
I know this is her second life.
Yeah, she's a single mom with a 3-year-old son. So he immediately broke up with her, but now he doesn't know if he made the right decision.
Why you break up? Because she had a 3-year-old?
Yeah.
Come on.
And if she didn't want to tell you right away, who cares?
That's cool. He's your 3-year-old. He's already past his terrible twos. He's all right, man.
I don't understand. Like, it's not a bombshell exactly.
It's nothing. I mean, the bombshell's that if you don't have a child.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't know.
If you find a female, a single female without a child, you marry her right there.
See, that's how you play it up. When you want to tell your new boyfriend or girlfriend something that's pretty serious but not overly serious, be like, I got a bombshell. Oh God. And so like they're like you. They're like, did you used to be a man? Are you a murderer? Are you a cannibal? And then they're like, I got a son. You're like, oh,
that's it.
I was expecting way more. Or do you have some type of disease that possibly is not detected right away? You know what I mean?
I told you when I first moved down here in '95, and I was talking to the girls down here in South Florida.
What's going on?
It was like, oh, you have a child. It's like, it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. It was almost expected.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you only got one? Oh, that's cool. Because most of them usually had 2.
Yeah.
By like 20.
That's true.
So they were having kids. It's like, oh, one? Okay, cool. If you found someone that didn't have a child, you marry her right then and there.
You wanted to be that baby's daddy.
You might as well call her the Virgin Mary.
Oh, bombshells. All right, we're going to talk about this free agency that you want to talk about, Vlad. Is Patty Mills coming back to the... I don't know about that.
You're the worst.
That's next 560 WQAM. It's that new NBA free agency period where right after the finals, you can start talking to your own guys. So that means everything is on the table. Patty Mills apparently right afterwards had a meeting with the team. I don't know what was it? He might have just happened to be there at the time. I don't know. I don't think any Heat fan is like, got to get Patty Mills back in here. But then, of course, Bam Adebayo's extension is on the table. Jimmy Butler's extension is on the table. And some other guys like I saw that Caruso got traded the other day. So there's been some guys moving around in the NBA. Pascal Siakam re-signed with the Pacers. Anything else exciting really that's going on with this free agency period other than everybody talking about Jimmy leaving? And we're going to get into Jimmy not leaving, which we already have, but reiterate that tomorrow also.
I mean, it's all you got to figure out what's going to happen with Jimmy, the Philadelphia Sixers, with all the money that they have in the free agency. They seem to be first. They were rumored to be flirting with Paul George, and then even in the NBA Finals, they had Joel Embiid and Paul George together.
Not the worst
for the halftime.
Yeah,
and I guess Embiid was playing googly eye with Paul George, but apparently a couple of days later, the interest is waning, and the Sixers are looking elsewhere. And every time it's always talked about the 76ers and Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler's name will always be mentioned. Spider Mitchell and the Miami Heat, that's always been rumored. We've also heard Dame flirting with the Miami Heat once again.
Trae Young's another
Trae Young, Trae 05, as our boy Tobin was trying to promote. It's the fact of the matter is that after seeing how Boston won, teams are looking to put the right pieces to put around their stars already to make the teams more complete instead of being like so star dependent or stars dependent.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was breaking down the Boston Celtics players, and you can make a case that the fifth best player on their team is Drew Holiday. You can make a case for it. I would say fourth, but still that you're that deep that Drew Holiday, who one time was the franchise for the New Orleans Pelicans, is possibly your fifth best player.
There's more teams that are there's more teams that are putting the pieces together, putting the right pieces for their puzzle to fit. And you're looking at that. Denver was the same way when they won this year ago. The stars of Jamal and Jokic, but they had the right pieces like
Dallas,
KCP, Jeff Green, Bruce Brown. It's those type of moves that are made. Remember, the Porzingis trade was done a year ago this time when they made the trade with Washington. So that was the biggest move that the Celtics really did. They made that move. I mean, obviously they signed Drew, but
Drew Holiday deal,
right? But Drew only happened after Milwaukee traded him to Portland.
Yeah, Damian Lillard.
Right. So that's the only reason why that deal would happen. But the real move, if you look at it, was making a trade for KCP. I mean, not KCP, for Porzingis.
Porzingis, yeah.
Dallas. Big move was during the trading deadline
where they got
Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington.
A lot more athletic.
They got a lot more athletic. Teams right now have assets. Teams right now have money, and they want to see what's going on. Next year's draft is supposed to be one of the most heralded drafts in a long time.
This one's not as exciting.
This is only because of what team is going to select Bronny.
That's the one. Yeah.
That's
where Edey is going to, and Zach Edey will end up.
Right.
Just because of his size, and he's kind of a freak of nature. And if you can make it into the NBA and actually.
But I think this is going to be a very tradable offseason. I think we're going to see a lot of trades and moves made during this offseason. And, after seeing Boston celebrate and had the audacity to come down to your city to celebrate, you're going to allow this, Miami? You're going to allow this? New York, you're going to allow this to happen? You're going to allow Boston to be dominated? No, we're not going to do that.
Well, we heard from UD. He said, wait till we get healthy and we'll see you next year. So if you want to read
that's every team.
But
every team can say that.
If you want to read into that, it might mean that kind of running back the same guys. Let's just get healthy.
I don't know if you want to run this back the same guys, but it sounds like
I don't think you have
everybody.
much of an option, Vlad. I'm telling you right now, I don't think this Heat team's going to be all that much different next year. All that much different. Every team's different.
I don't know if you can run it back with the same squad, bro.
I don't think you have a choice. That's my only option. I mean, what, trade Jimmy to 76ers?
That's not going to happen.
Okay, exactly. Trade Tyler Hero for the billionth time?
That probably is going to have to happen.
When does it happen? When does this dance happen where he takes all the Heat stuff off of social media? They go.
He don't got to do that. He got paid already.
No, but he always does it. He always takes it off.
Yeah, but we don't care. Yeah, I don't think y'all care anymore. It's like, whatever. You're gonna be back during training camp. Who cares?
Back in our day, we used to talk smack to people's faces. Nowadays, you do it on the internet.
Well, that's it. Once you take away everything, that's when you know you mean business. Klay Thompson did that with Golden State.
That's true. Golden State's like, can you take that stuff down? Don't make any mention of us.
But we'll see.
Has it ever gone the other way where a team's been like, yo, take stuff down that recognizes us as your team?
That'd be funny. That'd be funny. It's like, oh, we taking everything. Yeah, good. We don't want you in here.
Are you aware that Klay Thompson took down all the Golden State affiliation on social media? Yeah, we asked him to.
We asked him to. Actually, we're not upset with that. We want him to do it.
We prefer that he did that. We talked to him about that.
Yeah. We actually don't want any more
affiliations.
That
would be the best.
That'd be great if teams did that.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad he complied because we asked.
We're not upset with that. We actually don't want any more remnants of him being part of our organization. So him taking that out was actually a good thing. Actually, we want him to delete any pictures of any images of us.
Go back years, just start
jerseys,
pictures, comments,
city jerseys, all that, anything, celebrations,
just mention of us.
Anything that has
love my team,
our logo, anything that has the team and him affiliated. Please delete.
We offered to help too, It's just, it's a lot, but we really just don't want anything to do with them.
What
Good
would
guy.
you say? Hey, what'd you say? Would you say it's complicated? Our relationship status it's complicated.
Let's say that, yeah. Take down that relationship status. Just take down.
Yeah.
You're single.
Yeah, you're single.
No past relationships to speak of. Oh man, should be exciting. We'll be here every step of the way, though. We'll see what happens. Maybe the Heat had somebody, maybe they don't. Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, well, they got to do something. But
yeah, they do.
They got to do something. You got to do something.
Or else?
I saw Tobin talked about having something that we mentioned a couple of years back. Brooke Lopez coming to Miami, being the 5 to put Bam at the 4.
Seems like a move that makes a lot of sense.
It makes so much damn sense.
I mean, UD even said it on TV, for the whole world to hear that.
But we said this a year ago, bro.
Yeah, we've all said it. Yeah,
we said because Bam seems like he doesn't want to play the 5 anymore.
Brooke Lopez and Robin Lopez are easily 55 years old, correct?
No, they could be.
They've been in the league forever.
So what?
I barely remember them playing at Stanford.
So what?
I'm just saying.
Al Horford played forever and he got a ring.
Al Horford, I barely remember him winning the national championship at Florida.
He won a ring.
Yeah, he's got one now. That's one guy I was happy for.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Dominicanos out there.
Yeah, that was great. It's going to be great. We're going to close out the show next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Oh, yeah. Good to be back in the saddle. Jose Vladimir Lewis on 9. Noon to 4 tomorrow.
Yeah.
All weekend. Took the last weekend off. I was in New Orleans. I wonder what I was doing at this time in New Orleans.
Drinking.
I think I was on Frenchman Street drinking. Yeah, Juicifer. It's a type of IPA. Yeah. Drinking. That's obvious, man. Water. Good stuff. What are you doing the rest of the day, Vladdy? What's going down?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. My nephew's out of town. Well, not out of town. He's with his mom. So me and my boy, we're gonna we're trying to hit the streets, but we don't really want to hit the streets. We're old.
Oh.
I don't know, and there's nothing going on tonight. There's not, the UFC is happening right now. I'll watch Copa.
Yeah,
but ain't really nothing going on. I might hit Fort Lauderdale. I might see what's going on in the streets of Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm supposed to be laying low because I just went on vacation and there's been bills as always. So tonight is supposed to be a night where do nothing. But you got Ecuador playing Venezuela. I got some ties to that game right there. And then you always say you're not going to go out, but you end up going out. So probably going to watch that game at a bar somewhere or a restaurant somewhere because I'm sure in my neighborhood, North Beach, it's not going to be hard to find Copa America TV on. Just it's always like so. Should be fun. And then, but supposedly doing nothing. And then tomorrow, you and I are back here at noon to 4.
Yes, sir. We're gonna open the calls. We're
taking calls.
We're taking calls to hear what Panthers fans feel like. If anybody in Edmonton's listening to us,
you can call.
You can call.
You're more than welcome to express your fandom. We are not gonna knock you out. We're not gonna block you out.
I want to hear what how Panthers fans are feeling right now.
So I wouldn't mind hearing from a Celtics fan or two and kind of explaining how you feel about that really gutless party that you had here in South Florida, really shameless, kind of nasty party. Explain your team, explain your fandom, explain it. Maybe you felt a little disrespected. You're welcome to speak here. Please don't cuss.
Speak your piece.
Please don't curse. Is it cuss or curse? I say cuss.
It's curse.
Curse. Please don't curse. But other than that, man, nothing really crazy. Marlins game, might try to keep an eye on that one. And then, of course, we got the Copa America. We got Belgium up on Romania right now. 1-0.
Belgium wasn't playing around. They weren't letting no goals get overturned or be called offside.
Did they get 3 called back the other day?
I think it's 2.
Okay.
I know 2 is by their star player, Lokomu.
Yeah, Lokomu.
Yeah, so he had 2 goals that were taken away from him.
We stand behind Belgium. We really do.
We
like
love
that
Belgium.
team. Yeah, man. For a lot of reasons, but yeah,
Yes.
definitely love Belgium.
Especially the waffles.
They do have good beer and waffles, man. Belgian beer. I have been craving it. I usually drink like dark beers like Guinness and everything. For some reason, I've been craving like more crushable beers like Dos Equis and
This is a beer night tonight.
A lighter beer. Oh, I mean, every night.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a beer night.
Every night's a beer night for me, Vlad. Not every night, but most nights. Yeah, but I was running around New Orleans doing that. I'm trying to think. I got a couple daiquiris here and there too. That was pretty nice. Yeah, well, certain places have certain types of drinks that come in the icy type drinks. So you want to get like that purple drink from Lafitte's Blacksmith Bar, and just run around and have a good time.
No daiquiris, man.
Nah, every once in a while you got to take down a daiquiri.
Hey, yo.
No daiquiris.
And remember, USA tomorrow versus Bolivia. That is going to be at 6:00. That is at AT&T Stadium. Oh, I went and saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers earlier this week. Man.
Oh, how were they?
Oh, man. Anthony Kiedis, 61 years old, dude. He looks fantastic. He's in great shape. He had a boot on one of his legs. Still dancing, jumping around. And you know why, Vlad? Not because he's Anthony Kiedis. Not because he's the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. 61 years old. He's dating a 19-year-old woman.
Boom! That's nasty work, bro.
Whoa, what do you talk about?
That's 40. He's 42 years her senior.
What do you talk about?
They talk about nothing. Can't. They got the only thing they talk is they passing joints to each other.
Lee looked like he's a little wear and tear, but still lots of energy. Anthony, Chad Smith, great drummer. And then John Frusciante is just a musician. He's just great. So it was cool, man. It was a great concert. A lot of hits, obviously, a lot of hits. They're actually going to be back here in South Florida tomorrow at Hard Rock Live. And you know who's opening for the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Cube.
Ice Cube.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That is an interesting mix right there. And Ice Cube,
not really.
Well, they've toured before in the past. But Ice Cube to open for anybody, I would think, but especially the career he's had. I think it's one of those kind of like
great concerts are happening down here in South Florida tonight. I think at Amarin Bank Arena is a reggae fest. With Shabba Ranks is one of the featured performers there. Just yesterday at the Kaseya Center, I believe Limp Bizkit.
Blink
182. I'm sorry, Blink 182 was
Travis
performing.
Courtney Kardashian's husband.
So I know we gave away tickets for. I hope the winners had a great time.
Oh, I love watching the Kardashians when Travis Barker and Courtney are hanging out because Courtney's my favorite and Travis is one of my favorite drummers. I've been keeping up.
Yeah, Travis has been putting up numbers. He's been putting up big numbers, man.
Dude, Travis Barker.
His whole career.
You want to salute someone.
Yeah, he's been putting up some big numbers.
Dude, not just musically.
I'm talking
everything.
I'm not talking about musically. I'm just
everything.
Yeah, man. This guy,
Yes, indeed.
He's an assassin. He's an assassin. He's an assassin with the
gives all us skinny
man.
Kids hope, man.
Keep the skinny.
Vlad, funny story. Last night before we go, Mike, one of our great listeners and friends for the show, was like, I wish Vlad were here. He's like, Vlad's like super healthy and into like working out all the time, like kind of real buff guy, right? I was like,
wait, what?
I had to straight correct him. I go, no, not disrespectful, but no, Vlad isn't into super healthy lifestyles and
he's just skinny,
super working out and stuff. He's like, I thought he was like a buff, kind of like
hell no.
I was like,
have you not watched the videotape?
I laughed, man. So Mike thought you were swole. I guess I could have just lied. Like, oh yeah, man, you should see him. Man.
Clearly, he doesn't watch us on YouTube. He listens on the radio.
Yes. He works for the Parks Department, so he's riding around a lot of the time. But he was worried, wanted to see you, and also thought that you were swole. So
thanks for listening. I'm happy, and I don't want to break your bubble, but no, there's nothing diesel or in great condition. Well, I mean, I'm in great condition for what I do.
Yeah, your lungs are probably shot. That's okay.
My lungs. I seriously think if I ever get shot, smoke's coming out of my body, and it's not smoke from the gut from the bullet.
That was that movie.
That was How Can I Be a Menace?
Yeah, it was How to Be a Menace Society while drinking juice in the hood. Yeah,
that scene when
I knew it was a Wayans brother.
When Marlon got shot, he was.
You and I both aren't very high on the organ donor list.
Nah, that's not happening.
That's the thing. Like when people ask, like, it's a different type of Creole culture that we have. It's very excessive and strong. People are like, I can't believe, you guys. Like, I mean,
look, it took me a long time to finally, say, nah, I gotta go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And now, my back.
You're a healed man.
I'm not healed. I still feel pain, but it's like it's such tolerable pain that I don't even notice it anymore. I'm back to being me.
Yeah, I've noticed that you are normal again. So, or at least seems like you're normal. So
thank you.
We'll do it. Don't fall tonight, please.
Hell no. I know where the wall is.
Run the streets and get back here for noon tomorrow, because from noon to 4, we're going to be right back here. Odyssey app around the world. And if you're in Boston, you can call in and try to explain why your team the hell take a vacation here instead of celebrating your own city. You can call tomorrow about the Panthers and how excited/nervous you are for game number 7. That's going to be Monday at 8 o'clock. And you can just hang out. YouTube, Twitch, 560 WQAM. For my cousin Vladimir Lewison, I am Dan Day, and this has been Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Later, fools.
Text WQAM on the